From Russia with love and 3x3 basketball. Welcome to playoff 3x3 basketball as we are getting ready for the knockout stage of the stop number 3 in St. Petersburg. United League Europe 3x3 is coming back at you live on the FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel. Hello everybody, I am joined by the one and only Peter Bujanitsky. My name is Kosmin Petrescu and together we're going to be your hosts for today's matchups. And we have only interesting matchup. We're going to start with the quarterfinals straight with Riga versus Dinamo. This is actually a rematch of the last tour final. You have the Riga roster on the screen. Carles Tasmanis, Edgars Krumins and Nauris Miezis. Nils Ozolic will be unavailable for today. He torn his ACL yesterday, so he actually re-injured his ACL, so Riga will be down by only 3 players. On the other hand, we have Dinamo, the winners of the last stage, Yuri Bespalov, Borila Slagachev, Nikita Grisev and Vladislav Meleshkin, the same roster as they had 2 weeks ago. Peter, we're starting with a huge matchup already. Riga versus Dinamo. I think they don't really like each other too much after the last stage of the competition.
You know, outside the court, everybody's a friend, but not today. Carles Lasmanis and Vladislav Meleshkin. This is a key matchup for our quarterfinal today. I want to come back in yesterday just for a few moments and rehearse how Nils Ozolic got his injury. Actually, this is a substitute of Agnis Chavars that couldn't make it here, and Nils Ozolic was one of the big men that Riga were relying on. But unfortunately, in the first game, he left the court limping, and this is a relapse of his old knee injury. So he tore his ligament, he tore the ACL last season, he recovered, but here he got another injury, and now Riga's gonna have only 3 guys on the court. You know what? They can beat Dinamo, we all know it. But you know, even if they do, it's a big question, do they have enough power? Do they have enough stamina to make it through further? Anyways, we're gonna see. This is gonna be a very tough game for Riga, and obviously a great chance for Dinamo try and go and win it all, because obviously Riga are one of the United League Europe 3x3 favorites. So if you beat Riga, mentally you think you're gonna go and win the championship. Why not?
We're talking about the reigning champs here. They won the 2019 edition of the United League Europe 3x3, and I think one of the keys in this game will be the pace. If the game will be played very fast, I think that's in Riga's advantage. They are down by only 3 players. They like to finish games quickly. They would like to get to 21 points as fast as possible. On the other hand, if Dinamo will be able to make this game longer, you can fragment it with fouls, with, I don't know, some kind of good defense and stuff like that, then Dinamo might be the favorite again. Don't forget, they defeated Riga last time in the final, and Riga was with a full roster. Chavars was here, and he was playing for the Latvian team.
If you forgot anything or you want to rehearse something or see the highlights of the previous tours, don't forget to hit us up on Instagram, United League Europe 3x3, to get all the fresh info and obviously see the best moments from the previous stages. Just a reminder for you, this is stage number 3. And at the moment, Riga Ghetto are in 2nd place all in all. Ahead are only Team NL, but actually Team NL couldn't make it to the playoffs for the first time in history of United League Europe 3x3. One of the season favorites of season number 1, Team NL, and actually a historical moment for them was winning the first ever stage of United League Europe. This season they're doing a great job, but yesterday they lost both of their games in the group stage, so now we're not having any Team NL in the top 8, and that means we're gonna have a new leader in the all-in-all standings after this stage. Could it become Riga, or actually it could become Dinamo if they go on and win it all? We'll see. Only 3 guys, Lasmanis, Miezis and Krumins, the superstars of Riga Ghetto, the guys that have more chemistry than your chemistry shop. This is Yuri Bespalov, as usual, giving high fives to everybody he sees. And we want to wish a good luck and great game for this fantastic matchup. Dinamo Moscow and Riga Ghetto from Riga, Latvia.
And just like you saw on the screen moments ago. I think it's going to be pretty fun to watch. The matchup between Vlad Maleshkin and Carlos Lasmanis, two players who can get red hot from the court at any time. Ina Nomo with the first possession of the game. Vlad Maleshkin with the rock in his hands, defended by Miezis. Gives it to Bespalov. Gresev would like to set the screen. Bespalov chooses the other side. He stops, he spins, and he puts it in with the left hand. That was a power move by Yuri Bespalov, taking Lasmanis to a trip.
This is at 110 kilos of muscles making his way through and scoring, but coming back with 1 point is Carlis Lasmanis, and he puts the tempo low at the beginning of Ina Nomo's attack, fouling Nikita Gresiev. Riga is not going to give any easy buckets for Ina Nomo and probably try to make them lose lots of energy in the beginning of the game, but don't forget Ina Nomo has 4 players, so it's going to be quite a tough job to do. New attack for Riga Ghetto, and it's Nauris Miezis up front.
Lasmanis gives it down low to Krumins. Hand off here to Miezis. The pop fake stops the dribble. Nice pass inside, and Carlis Lasmanis says, nice room service, just what I have ordered.
Batman and Robin in action early here in the first quarterfinal. It's Bespalov trying to drive and score over Miezis with a circus shot. No good, and Gresiev couldn't make the offensive rebound. So now it's a Riga new attack.
Lasmanis again against Gresiev. Good defense by Nikita Gresiev. Miezis has to put it up, and he knocks it down. Nothing but net for Nauris Miezis, even though there was a lot of pressure on him. The shot clock was about to expire, and now a tactical foul by Krumins, who had no possession on Gresiev, and instead of receiving an easy point, he said, you know what, I'm going to foul him, and I'm going to give them the ball from the top of the arc.
A lot of work here for Gresiev and Lagachov, the big guys who need to use their size to score from the inside, because obviously the Latvians don't have a sizing matchup for these men, so probably this could be key for this quarterfinal. Bespalov no good over Lasmanis. I think he was wondering, was that a foul or no, but the refs don't give a whistle.
Vlad Maleshkin from way outside comes up short, but there is Logachev who soars for the rebound and grabs it over Krumins' head. Bespalov keeps the dribble alive, gets in the key, he spins, he shoots, and he will not get the point. And this time Logachev is unable to come down with another offensive rebound.
This is Lasmanis shooting straight away from beyond the arc as soon as he drives outside. No good this time. Still up by 3. Ina Nomo having problems at the offensive end, and Lagachov fails to do the hook shot. So it's Riga with a chance to go up by 4 or even 5.
Lasmanis driving on the baseline, denied by Logachev, who just lowered the ceiling on that play. And now Vlad Maleshkin defended by Miezis. Maleshkin on the left hand, stops, pops, and drops.
Only the second point for Ina Nomo in these 2.5 starting minutes. We see a foul from Boris Lagachov. Could be a bit tired, and now he goes for the substitute. No, it's Yuri Bespalov who's going to have a little rest. Do you think Riga's going to manage to do it all without substitutions?
I know them very well, as Lasmanis is giving a nice fake there to Gresiev but misses the shot. And I remember a few years ago when actually they came up in the flashlights, and this is how the world actually met Riga during the Bucharest Challenger, when Krumins had an injury on his knee, so he was unable to play, but they were able to go and win it all, defeating Novi Sad in the final. Novi Sad back then was the top team in the FIBA 3x3 World Tour, and they are still one of the top teams every single year. Now a foul by Maleshkin, so Riga is pretty used to play with only 3 players, but just like I said, they need to set the pace in their favor. They did it so far, but the last minute or something, Ina Nomo started to play better defense. And now Krumins with a tough shot. This is what Ina Nomo has to do to get fatigue into place here in this game.
And also Inanomo are thinking a lot about the two-point shot of Riga. This was what I was talking about. Nikita Gresiev using his size and great wingspan, and he doesn't even see Miezis on the defensive end, so that's an easy hook shot for him. Miezis makes it through, and he scores whilst driving. He's got the speed that Gresiev couldn't catch up with.
Maleshkin. Tough drive on the baseline. Bespalov sent Lasmanis to the foot court on the first floor, but then he missed that shot. And now Krumins lost the ball, and easy breezy basket for Yuri Bespalov.
Now it's Miezis, Bespalov playing D on him, Lasmanis offering a screen, and they roll inside. Lasmanis just a bit short with that shot. Inanomo with a good run, only down by 1. They could match the game at 5 if Gresiev beats Krumins, and he does. Gresiev could be the X factor of this game. It was his professional debut in 3x3 basketball last stage of United League Europe 3x3, and actually he was one of the top players of Inanomo that helped Inanomo to win stage number 2. We go for the first TV timeout.
Once again, before the game resumes, we want to say thank you to Rosatom, the campaign who is the title partner of the 3x3 United League Europe. We highly appreciate the contribution of Rosatom State Corporation to the development of basketball and the creation of all necessary conditions for holding competitions at the highest level.
Riga Ghetto in attack, it's Krumins playing against Mileshkin. Was that a shooting foul by Vlad Mileshkin? And yes, we see the whistle, we hear the whistle from the refs, and Krumins is going to the free throw stripe.
One shot for him, trying to break the tie here. Misses the shot, Mileshkin with the rebound. Uncharacteristical for Krumins. Missed free throws like this. Gresiev kicks it out to Mileshkin, pulls the trigger. Empty bullet this time. A good box out by Karlis Lasmanis, who kept Gresiev away from the ball on that play. Lasmanis driving, and he goes straight to the rim for the dunk.
Lasmanis a lot faster than Gresiev, beating him in his first very, very good step. And now Gresiev coming back with revenge from inside. It's a tie game at 6. Miezis with only 3 seconds here. Oh, he beats Gresiev, and he beats the buzzer, but couldn't make the shot. Elite glass eating from a guard like Miezis, and scoring from the second wave of the attack.
Now a foul on a 2-point attempt against Edgars Krumins, who is not happy with the call, but ref will send Vlad Mileshkin to the free throw line with a chance to put Inanomo up by 1. It would be the first lead for Inanomo since that 1-0 lead at the start of the game when Yuri Bespalov scored the first point of this first quarter final.
Vlad Mileshkin, the reigning MVP of the second stage of United League Europe 3x3, failed to score the first bucket, but good with the second. It's Miezis against Mileshkin. And he goes for the distance shot once again, no good from range. Krumins with 2 guys on him and 3 rebounds on the offensive board. Krumins, elite scoring from inside, up by 1, but Bespalov trying to put his team up again.
Once again, Krumins muscling his way in the paint, absorbing the contact plus the bucket. Power move by Edgars Krumins, who just wanted that point, and now he'll head to the charity stripe with a chance to give Riga a 3-point lead.
I'm fascinated by Edgars Krumins and his play and his game inside against such big guys like Bespalov and Gresiev, and no hesitation with that rebound. That was quite a silly moment. Inanomo didn't go for the defensive rebound, so an easy moment for Krumins. Still couldn't score. It's Mileshkin, only 2 seconds. He goes for the very hard shot, and the high arcing drop goes inside. Inanomo up, down by 1.
Miezis with a turnaround J from beyond the arc, and just like that, Riga gets 2 more points Tough shot there by Aggressive. Good defense by Edgar Krumis, who comes down with the board. Krumis not wasting any time. Short on the shot.
Very sneaky play by Krumic. Just a bit unlucky on that shot. Double team on Meleshkin and Griesiev. He goes for the mid-range shot, and Lasmanis underestimating his percentage. So that was an easy bucket for Griesiev, but Miezis and Lasmanis with the putback after the miss of Miezis.
Meleshkin, Bespalov starts the dribble, gets in the paint, and fast and furious he goes to the rim, making it a one-possession game. Missed shot by Krumis from outside of the arc, and then a foul by Edgar Krumis, who is not happy with his decision. We have reached the second TV timeout, and we're going to be back after a message from our sponsors.
A big shout out to Uralsi Bank, who is one of the leading Russian banks providing retail and corporate clients with a wide range of banking products and services. Big thanks to Uralsi Bank for making United League Europe 3x3 better every day.
After the timeout, Bespalov gets the ball from Meleshkin. Logachev sets the screen. Bespalov pulls the trigger. Empty bullet again, but there is Logachev with the rebound. That ball touched the iron, so that's a fresh shot clock. But once again, Bespalov unable to hit from outside of the arc. This is Lasmanis in the post against Meleshkin. Lasmanis, and Meleshkin comes down with the ball.
If you didn't notice, it was a great, very, very smart play from Krumic, who took Bespalov and didn't allow him to go for the rebound. So now Bespalov going for his third straight shot attempt from beyond the arc, and now he is good. So that was a big time play for Bespalov, matching the game at 12. Miezis with 4 seconds. 3. Oh, he slept. Is he okay? He looks injured. Looks like someone from Inanomo landed on the top of head of Nauris Miezis. And I'm reminding you that Riga already lost Nils Ozolinc yesterday after his relapse and second injury of his ACL. I hope Nauris Miezis is okay, otherwise Riga will have to play with only 2 guys. Let's look at the shot of Bespalov and the previous attack that led to this play. Miezis with quite a dangerous drive inside from Meleshkin, and I think Vlad landed with the knee on the backside of the head of Miezis. He looks a bit dizzy right now, but there's no option. You can't go for a rest. You need to continue straight away. That was the moment when Meleshkin landed on Miezis.
Fortunately for Riga, there's no blood. And now Logachev scores after the good pass by Grisev. If there would have been any blood, then Riga would have had to play with only 2 players, because these are the rules in 3x3 basketball. Meleshkin from way outside, and he drains it. Inanomo is up by 3.
Now Miezis trying to put his team back, but no good. Inanomo already with a 3-point lead. Miezis goes inside, passes to Lasmanis. And once again, Riga only with a 2-point margin. Now Inanomo will go for the drive, and it's Nikita Griesiev. He tries to find Meleshkin. He has only 2 seconds to shoot with his signature step back. What a shot by Vlad Meleshkin. He's got ice in his veins.
This is unreal. Absolutely unreal. Can Lasmanis answer? No. Meleshkin gets the ball. Inanomo up by 4. Down low to Logachev. That was a smart play, but not executed correctly. The idea of Logachev was excellent. The pass was bad. Once again, that step back over 1 foot, off balance by Vlad Meleshkin, and we also have a timeout here.
We express our gratitude and say thank you to FIBA 3x3. The World Basketball Federation makes a huge contribution to the development of a new Olympic sport, and we are confident that 3x3 basketball will find its target audience, and United League 3x3 project will take its place in the calendar of international competitions.
The ball is deflected here, intercepted by Miezis. Miezis against Maleshkin. Gets the open lane.
He makes it look easy, man.
Straight to the cup after that crossover.
Vlad Mileshkin, wow, Naudis with the steal, and that could be a three-point run by Naudis Miezis, doing a solo. Great job on both ends of the court. No good, just a bit short with that two-point shot, Naudis Miezis. And Boris Logachov coming back to the court, replacing Nikita Kresev.
They really need something here. 1 minute to go. Krumins finds Lasmanis wide open in the paint, and he flushes it down.
Bespalov. It's the last 50 seconds of the game. Screen from Logachov. Will he shoot? No, he drives. He gets the contact. That's a clean defensive play by Riga. And it looks like Inanomo lost the ball. So Riga has advantage on this attack. And they still have enough time not only to come back, but even win the game. And it looks like Logachov was asking for a challenge on this play. But I don't know if he hesitated about that one.
You cannot ask for a challenge when the foul was not called. You can ask for a challenge if there's any doubt about, I don't know, a ball that went out from somebody, so they can change the possession. Once again, that's a very tough shot by Vlad Maleshkin moments ago, and the one from beyond the arc was even tougher. Until they resume the game, once again, I remind you, hit us on the live chat on the FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel. We have the live chat over there. We want to hear it from you guys. And as I noticed, we already have a pretty big audience from Latvia supporting this Riga team who wanted a foul here, but no call. Lasmanis says he was grabbed. The game will go on, and Inano will have it from the top of the arc, up by 2, 33 seconds left.
Yeah, that could become a key moment. Lasmanis is absolutely frustrated by that decision of the referee. So with only 30 seconds down, Inanomo could even fail to score, still have a great chance to win the game. Krumins with the rebound after the miss by Bespalov, and Riga need the two-point shot, but no good. Lasmanis with a huge vertical, another rebound, and they can tie the game, but no, still short.
Sacrificing his body over there was Vlad Maleshkin, trying to save that ball for Inanomo. Now 9.7 seconds left until the buzzer sounds for the final time in this game.
And it looks like a technical foul on Karlis Lasmanis. Still very angry about the previous moment with the referee, and now Inanomo up by 3. So this looks impossible for Riga because in terms of the technical foul, possession is on Inanomo, and now Miezis is trying to interfere early with only 10 seconds till the end. He's gonna foul, but that is foul number 7. Playing desperately, but they don't have another chance. So now Bespalov can score. Even if he doesn't score any, could be nearly impossible for Riga to come back.
The only chance for the Latvian team is Bespalov missed both free throws, then they score a double, then they foul again, and they miss 2 more free throws, and then they score again. Of course, this looks like mission impossible. I don't think Tom Cruise would be able to fix this. But Bespalov takes care of business, making both of his free throws, and this game is over. Inanomo will beat Riga by the final score of 20-15 in a rematch of the stop number 2 United League Europe 3x3, and they advance to the semifinals, eliminating Riga once again. This is the second time in 3 tournaments when Riga is eliminated in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, despite that lack of a 4th player on the bench and some fresh energy for Riga Ghetto, they lost the game only in the last seconds, and it could be probably a tough moment for them right now because they're really frustrated with the refs. But you know, this is 3x3 basketball, and we give the word to Pavel Vereshkin, one of our reporters right here and right now with Vlad Mileshkin, one of the heroes of the first quarterfinal from Inanomo.
Итак, рядом со мной Влад Милешкин. Поздравляю, во-первых, с отличной победой, с отличной игрой. Скажи, сегодня было особое волнение в связи с тем, что это повтор финала прошлого тура, и с этой этой командой, вы бились. Как вы выходили на эту игру, с каким настроем?
Ну, плей-офф — это всегда волнение небольшое. Главное, чтобы оно ушло во время игры. Вот. По поводу настроя, естественно, команда мирового уровня в топе находится, поэтому с ними всегда сложно, даже когда они втроем.
Но скажи, еще впереди важнейшая игра. Я видел, что у вас есть свои особые традиции. Как ты настраиваешься сам перед игрой с утра?
Это не буду раскрывать секретов.
Что?
Не буду раскрывать секретов.
Все, я понял. Они не хотят раскрывать секреты, чтобы сохранить этот настрой. Влад, тебе удачи перед следующей игрой. Команда Инанома проходит дальше, и я надеюсь, что вы останетесь с нами. Единая Лига Европы 3-3.
So the MVP of the second stop of United League Europe 3x3 is still happy, advancing to the semi-finals with his team Inanomo, and in the end, it's like I was right. The game was in Inanomo's favor. It was longer. They played until the very last second, and if Riga was not able to reach the 21-point mark, then Riga was not able to win the game. So Inanomo defeats Riga as you are watching some of the best plays in this game. 21-15 is the final score, but it was not really that one-sided. If you saw the game, you know what I'm talking about.
That was a rematch of previous stage 2 final, and these teams met in the quarters on stage number 3. So now Riga Ghetto could fall down to third or even maybe fourth place in the final standings because Team NL, the leaders of the championship, were out yesterday and they don't have a chance to play in the playoff for the first time in their history of United League Europe 3x3. Up next, quarterfinal number 2, and it's Top Rosenerga Adam from Sosnovyy Bor, St. Petersburg, the hosts, and they're playing against Red Faces of Moscow. We start exactly in 9 minutes, and now we have a timeout.
Готовность болельщиков. Я так смотрю, знаешь, на лица болельщиков. Понимаешь, что сегодня выходной, но еще и завтра выходной, и вчера выходной. И понятно, что несмотря на такое количество отдыха, люди подустали.
After Inanomo becoming the first team qualified for the semi-final of the 2020 stage number 2 of the United League Europe 3x3, Cosmin Petrescu is saying stay with us here on the FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel because we have plenty of action in store for you. And of course, I am joined by the one and only Peter Kuyanitsky. And together we're going to move on to the second quarterfinal, which will be Rosenergo Adam versus Red Faces. Peter, a 100% Russian duel here on the court.
Yeah, 2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3. Quick maths. 3x3 basketball here in Leto Mall. Russian matchup in the second quarterfinal, and this is going to be a big one. I bet you will enjoy that one. Red Faces, one of the newcomers in United League Europe 3x3 and one of the new surprising teams in the world 3x3 basketball. Today, they're playing without their leader and superstar Mike V, Mikhail Vershkov. On Wednesday, he broke his right arm and he had no chance to join his team on this stage. So he called a guy from Nizhny Novgorod that is 600 kilometers from Moscow, and he goes, Max, can you come here to St. Petersburg with my team and play for them on United League Europe 3x3 stage 3? And Maxim Pagodin, who plays today for Red Faces, he didn't even hesitate. He decided in 30 seconds that he's coming here and he's going to make his best to try and help Red Faces go through, and he's gonna put on a show. I bet he will. Number 1 on his back, and he's actually playing in the jersey of Mike V, so probably he's got that winning mentality and that ice in his veins, Mamba mentality. I don't know, you can call him anyways, but you know, Mike V is a conqueror, he is a winner, he's got a championship mentality, and Red Face has actually got championship pedigree with great defensive players. Now Maxim Pagodin coming here and trying to be an offensive beast. Yesterday he was one of the top scorers of the group stage.
Rosenergo Adam dominated the group. They won 22-5 against both opponents. 22-5 against Old Town from Serbia. and 22-5 against Ostrovets Rosatom from Belarus. On the other hand, Red Faces won the first game 18-16, a nail-biter against the other Moscow team, Tri Zvezdochki, but then came up short against Ventspils. 22-14 was the final score in favor of the other Latvian team who will play later in the competition. Ventspils is playing up next against Old Town here in the Leto Mall. So of course, Rosenergo Adam, judging by the roster, judging by the previous results, is the favorite team here in this matchup. But anything is possible, especially in 3x3 basketball. The game is fast, and maybe Maxim Pogodin will be the story for this second stage of the United League Europa League. Shatashvili, Timofeev, Krivkov, and Lagudin, the roster for Rosenergo Adam.
And on the other side, it's Red Faces, Ivan Kuzub, David Arutunian, Sergei Vasenin, and Maxim Pagodin playing for the Moscow team. These guys, they have nothing to lose. They are right now on 9th place in the standings out of 12 teams. This is the key matchup, Ivan Kuzub and Shalva Shatashvili. With the absence of Mike V, Ivan Kuzub should come up and play as the leader. But you know, Maxim Pagodin proved all of us that he's capable to be the leader of this team, despite he had only 2 trainings with Red Faces in the previous few days. He goes in the starting 3 with Sergei Vasenin on the bench and Mr. Pac-Man on the bench for Sopros Energadam of St. Petersburg. Let's get it poppin'.
Ball goes to Arutunian. Defended by Lagudin. Kuzub turn around J, and he sinks it. Tough shot by Ivan Kuzub to give Red Faces the first lead of the game. Shatashvili, no look pass to Lagudin, nicely done.
Yeah, that was bad defense from Red Faces. They couldn't fulfill the transition to the D. This is Kryukov, also a new guy for Sopros Energadam, an old friend, and he trains with his team for quite a while, but yesterday was his debut for Sopniva Rosnergadam in United League Europe 3x3. One of the most experienced guys in the business and in the world of St. Petersburg 3x3 basketball. Now he goes down to the bench.
Arutunian gets it in the paint, spins. I think Timofeev got a piece of that. Shatashvili from outside comes up short. The ball goes back to him. Timofeev from beyond the arc, and he sinks it. I told you yesterday, even though he's a tall guy, you cannot let him shoot wide open from outside. It's like playing Russian roulette.
This is Shatashvili with the mistake on the attempt of assisting Max Pagodin, driving through Pac-Man, no good. He was working on his step-back 2-pointers, but still couldn't fulfill the shot. Pac-Man with great defense, and now it's time for Maxim Pagodin to have a little rest. Also a rest for Shatashvili, who had 20 points in the yesterday's group stage, 12 points in one of the games. Oh, what a block from Leo Lagutin on Ivan Kuzub. He didn't even give the guy space to jump. He just swept the ball away.
I'm sorry, man. Access denied. Incorrect password. That was the message from Leo Lagutin. You don't see often a block on a 2-point attempt. Now a steal for Red Faces, but a bad shot by Sergei Vasenin, who was wide open in the corner, but did not even touch the rim. And then Vasenin fouls Dmitry Kryukov. That's going to be a foul against Red Faces. Team foul number 2. We have reached capacity crowd here in the Leto Mall. Told you yesterday, this place is pretty compact, but we have a lot of traffic and a lot of people are also watching it from the balcony in this beautiful mall, beautiful shopping mall here in St. Petersburg.
Oh, this is Shatashvili doing what he does best, shooting from beyond the arc. The 2-pointer for Sopros Energadam, only 1 point for Red Faces so far. Vasenin unfortunately goes with the travel. That was a great defensive effort from Shatashvili. We're going to have a little showtime here in a few of our next timeouts.
I know I can't do that, but I'm pretty sure you can, or at least you showed us the last time. You were actually using oranges, not basketballs, but still close enough. Shatashvili, meanwhile, with a 2-point shot and a block. He is doing it all. Shalva Shatashvili showing us his entire repertoire.
Arutyunyan trying to push through and score over Shatashvili. No good. There's Leo Lagutin with a pick and roll from Dmitry Kryukov, and Kryukov goes for Zaporizhzhia Energadom point number 9. Absolutely dominant in the beginning of this game, and actually this matchup looks like one of another games of Zaporizhzhia Energadom in the group stage. Yesterday they beat their opponent 22-5 in both of them. What an alley-oop attempt from Kryukov, but just a bit short.
Pagodin wanted a foul. Good box out by Shatashvili, who clears the ball here. Shatashvili asks for the screen. The pass is a little bit too long. I didn't order that. It's a message from Dmitry Kryukov. And once again, a shot from the beautiful Needles cheerleaders. They were pretty impressive for all the fans. Yesterday, we received a lot of texts on the live chat about the Needles cheerleaders. Some new faces today, but I'm pretty sure your opinion will be the same after this day 2 of the competition.
Yeah, and I hope their faces don't turn red after this game, if you know what I'm talking about. So it's 9-2 after that miss from Shatashvili. And is Max Pagodin going to try and score anything today? Absolutely flawless defensive effort from Zaporizhzhia Energadom. And I don't know how, but red faces are in a big trouble situation, and probably this first TV timeout could be just a bit helpful for them.
Until they resume the game, we're going to give a big shout out to Leningrad Nuclear Power Plant, a branch of Rosenergo concern JSC, located in the city of Sosnovy Bor, 40 kilometers west of St. Petersburg. Leningrad MPP provides more than 50% of the energy consumption in St. Petersburg and the Leningrad region, and also the Russian Federation is celebrating 75 years of nuclear power this year.
Only 4 seconds for Max Pagodin after that moment. He tried to bank it in, no good at Vasyenin with a shot clock violation. Pagodin failed to touch the rim with his shot attempt, and Vasyenin could not fulfill the putback in a margin of only 1.5 seconds. So Zaporizhzhia Energadom trying to score their bucket. What a pass from Shatashvili! That could be one of the fanciest assists we had in stage number 3 so far.
Was that on the act of shooting? They called a foul here on Kryukov. Red facing wanted the 2 free throws, but the refs are saying no. Arutyunyan in the post. Tough shot, but the right-hand hook shot, this one, drops into the net. Lagudin in the post. He kicks it up. Shatashvili with the fake pass, puts it up, comes up empty, and then we have a loose ball foul.
That is a foul on Max Pagodin, who fouls Dmitry Kryukov. He could look skinny on TV, but you know he's one of the toughest defenders you have here, and one of the toughest matchups you could ever meet in St. Petersburg 3x3 basketball. So this is a good addition to the team of Zaporizhzhia Energadom, a very skillful shooting team, but also absolutely phenomenal on the defensive end. Another block for Leo Lagutin on Max Pagodin, and Zaporizhzhia Energadom with a chance to put it up. Nope, not this time. Still up by 7. Red faces with only 3 points in the starting 4.5 minutes, and I don't see Mike V. Yep, here he is,
right under the basket.
Yeah, he's thinking about how is it possible to beat Zaporizhzhia Energadom with only 5 minutes left in the game.
Lagudin here. Ball ricochets back to Shatashvili after the failed pass attempt. Kryukov, Lagudin from outside. Arutyunyan with the board. Vasyenin clears the ball, but he lost it, and now Leo Lagudin has it back.
Kryukov with a 2-point attempt. No, but he goes for the rebound, and the second chance point short. Yeah, great play from Kryukov, great hustle, and the red faces fail to defend at that moment from Dmitry Kryukov, and they are forced to foul. This is foul number 3 for red faces. And Dmitry Kryukov with a 1 free throw attempt from the charity stripe. He makes it.
Zenit hand off here to Maxim Pogodin. Pogodin, the step back, no chance to shoot that. There was no space there. Good defense by Timofev. Once again, Timofev with a hand in his face, and that ball did not touch the rim. Kryukov looking for Timofev. Shatashvili from outside. But Zenit gets the ball.
It looks like Sopros Energadam scouted their opponents in yesterday's game. They don't even allow Maxim Pogodin to shoot, make a proper 2-point attempt. Not even once in this game. He was blocked twice on the 2-point attempts, and Max Pogodin, we were talking about him as one of the top scorers of day number 1, one of the biggest surprises, but now the St. Petersburg team are absolutely flawless. On D. Pacman with a 2-point attempt, no, and Kryukov goes and scores inside once again. Absolutely dominant, the hosts, Sopros Energadam.
Pogodin really needs something, but it is Pacman who stays red hot from outside, and that's a bad pass for red faces. Ivan Kuzov threw it too strong, no chance for Pogodin to catch that ball, and Rosenergo Adam, leading with a double-digit lead, is now pretty comfortable in this game. We have a timeout, 4 minutes, 8 seconds left.
I want to say thanks to Dinamo Rosenerga Adam Sports Training Center, who is the organizer of United League Europe 3x3. Dinamo Rosenerga Adam is a project aimed at the development of youth and student mass sports. It has been implemented since 2014 thanks to the management of Rosenerga Adam concern GSC and Nuclear Industry Enterprises.
Leo Lagurin after the timeout. Timofev to Shatashvili, back to Timofev, but this time the pass is too strong and the ball rolls out of bounds. Of course, from time to time you're going to lose focus a little bit when you're leading by 11. I don't think that's a big deal here for Rosenergo Adam, who's still dominating this game. The Zenit finds Kuzub. Kuzub now fouled by Timofev. And we're going to have another timeout. This time a TV timeout, but once again we're going to give you a short message from our sponsors.
Yesterday we had a small sideline interview with Shalva Shanashvili, and I asked him whether does he think they were lucky with the group standings, and he said actually yes, we are, but you know, I'm quite surprised they beat both of their opponents 22-5, and now they're in the quarters, and it looks like they're capable of beating their quarterfinal opponent with the same score.
What a shot tried by Max Pogodin. That was a circus shot.
But you remember one from Dainios Novitskas yesterday. He made that one.
Yeah, but Novitskas was in a painted area. Pogodin was outside of the area. That would have made it the top 10 on our Instagram account. So don't forget to follow that. United League 3x3. Hit that follow button on Instagram. Meanwhile, with a missed 2-pointer. Rebound here goes to Lilaguri. Bullet pass inside, and Kryukov finishes it easy breezy.
Oh, bad pass by Kuzub. They lose the ball, and Shatashvili probably putting in the dagger. No chance for Red Faces to come back from this scoring run from Sopros Energadam. The margin has reached 14 points.
Actually, Peter, the 22-5 wins by Rosenergo Adam are the biggest blowout so far in this edition of the United League Europe 3x3. They have the chance to increase that here as they are up by 14. Timofev, good defense this time by Arutunian, and Timofev shoots an air ball.
Vasyenin with an open 2-point attempt from the corner, and finally they get something from beyond the arc. point number 5 for Red Faces. This is Kryukov. A close foul by Vasyenin, but still Kryukov managing to do that assist, and Pacman finishing it. Banking the shot in. Kryukov! Too easy! Yeah, he just stripped his opponent. No chance.
It looked like he was taking candies from a baby. This is the way Kryukov just stole that ball from Max Pogodin. We also had a clear shot of Mr. Sergei Fomin, the president of the United League Europe 3x3, the man who did everything in his power for this competition to be as good as you are watching it right here on the FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel. Missed shot by Pogodin, and the ball rolls out of bounds. Nothing drops for Pogodin. He has to feel pretty frustrated right now.
I don't understand what's happening. It looks like Red Faces are absolutely exhausted or not motivated to play, and even try to make just a bit, maybe just fewer shots. Sopros Energadam absolutely great on the defensive end and also on the offense. Was 2 minutes still in the game. They're only 2 points away from their victory in the quarterfinals, and they will go on to play with Inanomo in the semis, only if Red Faces don't fulfill a miracle and come back in the following 2 minutes.
Team foul number 6 against Red Faces. That was the last foul to give. And Dmitry Kryukov gets the rock on the top of the arc. This is Lagunin in the post to Shatashvili. The handoff to Kryukov, but this time the defense is played pretty good by Sergei Vesenin, who steals that ball. Vesenin now going for almost a slam dunk.
Yeah, no D already from the host, from the Sopros Energadam. Bad defense from Red Faces, and that was an easy run for Shatashvili. Maxim Pogodin short again from distance, and for the win he goes and he scores 22-6. That's only 1 point more than they received in the group stage. Could these guys be so dominant in the semifinals? I doubt that.
Can you say that they played worse than yesterday because they won only 22-6? So, a convincing win for Rezernergo Adam. The team representing St. Petersburg will play in the semifinals, so we will have the 100% Russian semifinal coming up later on here on the court. It's going to be Inanovo versus Rezernergo Adam, and that is usually a huge rivalry between those two teams, and it will be refreshed too. Coming up next, we're going to have Ventspils Ghetto versus Old Town. Ventspils Ghetto, the other Latvian team who will be represented here in the quarterfinals. The first one, Riga, already eliminated by Inanomo. Old Town, the Serbian team, the team who won stage number 1 of the United League Europe 3x3. Started the competition bad again. They always lose the first game in the competition.
Друзья, ваши аплодисменты, группа поддержки Needles.
Рублей мы разыграем, и выиграть его сможет один из вас, я надеюсь. Все, что нужно будет сделать, казалось...
Добрый день. Он добро начался для вас. Хороший результат команды Red Faces. Расскажите, как разбирали соперника своего первого, их?
Сегодняшнего дня?
Да.
Ну, как разбирали, мы их знаем, потому что мы играем уже не первый турнир с ними, поэтому мы, в принципе, знаем, кто что делает. Мы быстро пробежались по каждому, что, куда, кто разворачивается и так далее. Но немножко в атаке не получилось то, что мы хотели, могли раньше закончить игру, на самом деле, немного промазали открытых бросков и своих. Вот, а так, разбирали очень...
Результат очень большой, если не сказать, что разгромный. Но такой вопрос, если Red Faces оказались для вас легким достаточно соперником, кого вы боитесь? Или есть ли такие?
Ну, бояться можно, в принципе, каждого, вернее, каждую команду, потому что это стритбол, да, это здесь все бывает, все возможно и так далее. Сейчас следующий матч будет достаточно сложный, и мы должны реабилитироваться за прошлый тур. Тот же самый полуфинал, да, та же самая стадия, поэтому у них тот же самый состав, поэтому нам принципиально сейчас сыграть с ними и выиграть.
Да. Помимо баскетбола, сегодня все-таки День защитника Отечества. Я думаю, ты как настоящий мужчина, пару слов для настоящих мужчин по ту сторону экрана.
Да, для настоящих мужчин. Ну, поздравляю всех мужчин с праздником, да, себя, тебя, всех. Вот, желаю, чтобы было все хорошо, да, счастья, здоровья и мирного неба над головой.
Спасибо.
Спасибо.
Спасибо, дорогой.
Спасибо и вам.
Это самое на своем пальце. Мяч дадим. Так, вы знаете кого-то? Вот вас снимают. Это ваш фанат?
Хорошо. Я предрочился немножко.
И вы, тем, кто вновь к нам, для тех, кто только что к нам присоединился и не понимает...
Ventspils and Old Town are coming up next on the FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel. The third quarterfinal, after we found out the first two semi-finalists, the Ina Nomo against Rosenergo Adam. We are joining you, we are welcoming you, Amanda, back to our commentary booth. Peter Boyunitsky next to me, I am Kosty Petrescu, and together we're gonna call the next game for you. Ventspils Ghetto versus Old Town. Ventspils Ghetto undefeated in the tournament with the roster by Steinberg, Spaze, Schenkans and Rosenberg. On the other hand, we have Old Town, a team who won one game and lost the other. And they are here with Obradinovic, Stojanovic, Milovanovic and Perkovic. Once again, Vlad Trajkovic, the hero of the first stage of the United League Europe 3x3, is missing for this stage number 3. Old Town so lost 22-5 against Rosenergo Adam, won 21-18 against Ostrovets Rosado. On the other hand, Ventspils Ghetto 18-16 win against Trinitizdochki, and then 22-14 win against Red Faces.
Vlad Trajkovic is absent from Team Old Town of Serbia. He is right now on the Philippines, actually getting ready with the national Serbian team of 3x3 basketball. So Vlad Trajkovic, not only the hero of stage number 1, but also the conqueror and the MVP. Most valuable player who had absolutely crazy two-pointers, and actually that was the main power and the main scoring option of Old Town. Today we don't have Vladimir Trajkovic on the court, but there is a substitute for Old Town, Marko Stojanovic, who actually plays after just recovering of an ACL injury. So only 3 months ago he had that injury. He still did not have a surgery, so this is quite a risk for Old Town. Let's see if they could manage and make it through to the semi-finals. Old Town now number 2 in the standings, losing only to Team NL, who is absent in the quarterfinals. They didn't manage to qualify. They lost both games in the group stage. So things are going to change dramatically here in the final standings. Let's see, is Ventspils Ghetto capable to go up higher than Riga Ghetto for the second time in this season? Because last stage, Riga Ghetto were out in the quarterfinals. Today happened the same. Inanomo beat Riga Ghetto in the repetition of a rematch of a previous stage's final. So now Inanomo and Sopros Energadam, Moscow and St. Petersburg teams in the first semi-final. And with the third quarter, Ventspils Ghetto, Latvia and Old Town Serbia. Let's get ready. Just 1 minute till the beginning of the game. Regina Polishuk and Yakov Tarasov, the referees of the game.
This is also a rematch of the first stage final. It was Vlade Trajkovic to kill Ventspils Ghetto back then. Now without Vlade Trajkovic, can Ventspils Ghetto revenge that loss back then? Old Town eliminated also in the quarterfinals during the last stage of the competition. So they won the first one. They were eliminated in the quarterfinals. Team NL, who was leading in the standings, like you said, did not win any stage of the United League Europe 3x3 yet, but they were high enough on the standings in the previous two stages. Not this time, just like you said, they are eliminated already. The game is underway. And it is Chenkans now with the ball, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Robert Spajic misses the first two-pointer of the game. Obratirovic fights for the rebound, and I think the last one to touch it was Robert Pajic. So they're going to award the ball to Old Town.
Arman Chenkans is the guy who assassinated his opponents in the group stage yesterday. He had loads of two-pointers, at least 4 in a second game. So that's Old Town in attack, and it's Vuko Bradinovic with a close assist on Milos Milovanovic. No good, still no points in the game, and Bradinovic goes for the first team foul of this matchup. Ventspils Ghetto up front. This is Marcus Arman Chenkans starting the new attack. And Milos Milovanovic is getting a warning from Regina Polishuk. He's going to get a technical foul next time if he will try to interfere in the check.
Winner miss here by Rosenberg. Berkovic. And up to Vuko Bradinovic. Bradinovic with the hand in his face. Nothing but air on that shot. And the ball goes out of bounds. Still no score. 43 seconds into this game. The ball comes back to Ventspils Ghetto. It's going to be Robert Spajic, one of the players who represented Latvia last year in Minsk at the second edition of the European Games. 3x3 basketball was represented there. Ryan Hicks was busy during that time. He was representing Poland in the FIBA 3x3 World Cup, bringing Poland to the final, to the semi-finals of the competition, my bad, and getting back home with a bronze medal around his neck. And talking about the Latvian team who represented the country at the European Games, they played the final and they were defeated by the Russian Federation, the team who won both editions of the European Games back in 2015 and last year in 2019.
Vuko Bradinovic with the first points of the game, hitting it from beyond 2-point range. And we've seen Poland and the L team, as well as Riga Ghetto, who are already eliminated, but still in a good state of mind. And if you're wondering who's playing next in the final quarterfinal, this is L team from Lithuania and Energa Gdańsk from Poland, right after Ventspils Ghetto and Old Town.
Probably Dainius Novickas is getting some kind of advice from the Inanomos team. You see Bespalov there showing him something on the smartphone. Dainius Novickas, who came back to play during this stage of the United League Europe 3x3, replacing Aurelius Bukalis, who is injured for the L's team. We're going to talk about that later. Now, we're going to go back to this game where Vuko Bradinovic is letting it fly from outside, and he finds the bottom of the grip with that shot. Pajic cannot answer. Berkovic, good box out. Old Town up by 4 already in this game. That's a foul against Robert Spajic. And also team foul number 1 for Ventspils Ghetto. Old Town already with 14 fouls.
And Vuko Bradinovic is boiling in the beginning of this game. They need someone to make these 2-pointers because they had a really big problem with 2-point shots in the first games, where they scored only 5 points against Sopros Energo Adam. Nobody could buy a bucket from range. and that became the key power of Old Town, especially in the first stage when they beat everybody, and that was probably one of the biggest surprises of United League Europe 3x3. Most of the teams are saying that Old Town was actually lucky to win the first stage, and they won't make it once again in the season. But let's see. Vuko Bradinovic with loads of two-point attempts at the beginning, and he made two out of them. Milos Milovanovic discussing this call with the referees. Eventually we have Ventspils Ghetto possession, fresh 12 seconds for Robert Page.
Steinberg gives the rock back to Page. Steinberg did not settle for the jumper this time, and he is going straight to the rim for the first Ventspils Ghetto point. Good decision there by Steinberg. He missed some two-pointers already in this game, so he needed something to build up his confidence. He got that point here. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. United League 3x3 is the account. You have to hit the follow button. Meanwhile, a two-pointer for Old Town. And the rebound for Nikola Perkovic, a loose ball foul there.
Armand Shenkans coming back into the game, replacing Robert Page. Same time, Marko Stojanovic on the substitute bench. Nikola Perkovic driving inside and failing to score over Armand Shenkans. Now it's a new attack for Ventspils Ghetto. This stands as foul number 5 for Old Town. Vuko Bradinovic couldn't do anything but foul. Martins Rosenbergs, probably the biggest guy in the court and the toughest to defend, especially in the post position. So probably a good decision for Vuko Bradinovic. Only one foul to give. Old Town with 5 team fouls already, and this is Robert Page scoring the second bucket for Ventspils.
I think this time the foul game is taking its toll. They actually let Page score without too much pressure on him. Can Page score again from outside? No, he kicks the ball to Steinberg. Steinberg gets it fake, back to Page. The head fake, Page back to Steinberg. Pulls the trigger. Empty bullet, gets the ball back and lays it in. No box out there for Old Town, and they are paying the price.
Vuk searching for a foul from Robert Page. You could notice that in advance he was obviously looking for a contact. And Team Energia Gdańsk 3x3 getting ready. This is Przemysław Zamoyski. His debut in United League Europe 3x3 was implemented yesterday, so today he has a chance to put his team up front and make it to the semi-finals. But they need to beat Team L team from Lithuania. Looks like Marko Stojanovic is injured after that bucket from Obradinovic, and Ventspils Ghetto had advantage in this attack, so that was an easy, very easy bucket for Rosenbergs. We're going for our first TV timeout, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds.
We want to say thank you to the Russian Basketball Federation, our partner of the United League Europe 3x3, as well as our loyal partner in the development not only of 3x3 basketball as a new Olympic sport, but also to the basketball game in general. Big shout out to the Russian Basketball Federation. Meanwhile, an easy point for Martin Rosenberg from the paint. And Ventspils Ghetto is making this interesting. One possession game with 6 minutes and 33 seconds left.
A good run for Ventspils Ghetto. They had a very bad start and they couldn't buy a bucket in the starting minutes, but then a few shots and a few drives put them back into the game. Vuko Bradinovic. Wow! 9-5, this is the score, and if I'm not mistaken, it's 8 points for Vuko Bradinovic. 4 two-pointers that he made, and now Nikola Perkovic discussing that call by Jakov Tarasov.
And he's hit with a technical foul. Too much talking. It usually happens when a Serbian team is on the court, talking to the referees, arguing every single call. But this time Nikola Perkovic was hit with a tech. That's going to be one free throw for Ventspils Ghetto. Anybody can shoot it, and it looks like Armand Shenkans. One sent to the free throw line, trying to make it a 3-point game, and he fails it.
Ventspils Ghetto is still quite far from the comeback, only 5 points in the starting 4 minutes. It's Steinbergs looking for Schenkans. Doesn't make that much 2-point attempts as he did in the first game day. Now it's Page driving and finding contact with Vuk Obradinovic. Old Town, team foul number 7, and it's time to pay the price for these fouls. Ventspils Ghetto in the bonus, so Robert Spage with 2 free throw attempts right now.
Still 6 minutes and 12 seconds. From now on, this penalty against Old Town will become a factor. They have to at least lose a little bit of that aggressivity he showed us from the start of the game. One more shot for Robert Spage. Splits the pair here. Perkovic goes to clear the ball. Stops the dribble, finds Milovanovic. Milovanovic thought about it, gives it back to Vuk Obradinovic, and he draws the foul. The basketball knockdown was not in the act of shooting.
A fancy play by Vuk Obradinovic, very high arcing floater that he settled into the bucket, but unfortunately for him and Old Town, that was the foul before the act of shooting. Will Vuk Obradinovic go for another 2-point attempt? No, now he goes for the sky hook. But no good.
Page, Schenkans. Bomb fake by Schenkans, and he is going fast and furious straight to the rim after sending his opponent to fly up in the air. 2-pointer again. Vuk Obradinovic staying red hot from outside. I don't want to touch him right now because I might be burned.
Yeah, this guy's gonna burn you for shizzle. He's got 10 points of his own right now, but also it seems like this team foul number 8 is also at least the 4th personal foul for Vuk Obradinovic, so he's so hyped up about this game. He's trying to do everything. He's trying to score every bucket. He's trying to defend the most dangerous offensive player of Ventspils Ghetto, but you know, you're not a robot. You cannot do everything in one game, so you better stop fouling, Mr. Obradinovic.
Well, at least he has more 2-pointers than fouls. That's an advantage. 11-9 the score here. Obradinovic to Stojanovic. Stojanovic behind the back dribble, kicks it out. Milovanovic wide open for 2. Bang! 2 more points for Old Town, and they are up by 4. They're giving everything on the court. I watched the reactions of the Old Town players. They are very focused during this game, trying to come back after that humiliating loss yesterday by 17 points against Rosenergo Adam. They would love to beat Rosenergo Adam today. Again, the only chance would be in the finals. Rosenergo Adam will play against Dinamo in the first semifinals. The winner of this one will play against El Team or Energadans in the second semifinal.
Yeah, and Old Town is really famous for their absolutely phenomenal footwork. They're really fast and very agile on the offensive end. If they have the space to shoot from beyond the arc, they can be absolute assassins. That is what they are proving right now. They got hot just from the first seconds, and it's Vuk Obradinovic with another crazy 2-point attempt. No good, and Stojanovic. That looks like a foul on Stojanovic. That is team foul number 9 for Old Town. That was a foul on Page, so Roberts again with 2 free throw attempts, and we're only halfway through in terms of time, so Old Town cannot foul anymore, otherwise they're going to get 2 free throws in their bucket plus the possession of Ventspils Ghetto. So if they want to win the game, they better try and do it in the following minutes and probably continue shooting loads of shots from the 2-point range. This is Milos Milovanovic.
Obradinovic pulls the trigger. Steinberg gets a rebound. Wide open is Rosenberg, but he did not want to take that shot. Steinberg does. Keeps missing from beyond the arc. His shots are not on the target, at least not until now. 4 minutes and 37 seconds left, so he still has plenty of time to come back and starts hitting those 2-pointers that he normally takes.
Old Town getting angry, and Milos Milovanovic is just finding someone to punch because he was very frustrated by that previous turnover they had. He needed to punch the scoreboard. This is Vuk Obradinovic inside. This is the foul in the active shooting from Ventspils Ghetto. Now Jakov Tarasov explaining the moment to Steinbergs. And this is the moment where Milos Milovanovic trying to break the glass of the scoreboard, but fortunately it's quite powerful.
You break it, you pay it. I wouldn't like to pay that.
Yeah, if you win the tournament, you get $2,500 and you can buy a new screen.
But you have to win a tournament first. And the other three guys from your team will have to actually give you the accept of sending their money.
Probably they saved the money from the first tour where they won it all.
I don't think they're playing just to break boards, but right now they have to keep their focus. Spajic made another basket for his team. Behind the back pass here, the ball is deflected, but by the foot of one of the Ventspils Ghetto players. So that's going to be a fresh shot clock, and the ball will be awarded back to Old Town. That was a check ball right there. It was a little bit surprising for Obradinovic to start a game like that. Milovanovic for 2-0.
Schenkans gets the rebound. It's Steinbergs hesitating, but still shooting the distance shot. No good. It's Perkovic on the rebound. Vuk Obradinovic, can he make his 5th two-pointer? Not this time. He goes for the rebound, trying to save the possession for his team. Giving a high five to Schenkans. And it looks like we have a timeout right now. We'll be back quite soon.
3 minutes and 41 seconds left. Once again, a big shout out to our main partners, Rosenergo Atom, Leningrad Nuclear Power Plant, and Ural Seed Bank. And don't forget about our technical partner, Sport Ego, responsible for the players and referees' uniforms.
Steinbergs fouled by Milos Milovanovic. Oh, that is an offensive foul for Ventspils Ghetto, and Robert Spajic getting absolutely furious by that whistle of Regina Polishuk. Now she's discussing that decision with Jakov Tarasov. This could be a key moment, because if it's a foul on Old Town, it could be a foul number 10. Ventspils shoots 2 and gets the possession. But unfortunately for the Ventspils players, this is team foul number 7 for them. Fortunately, that was an offensive foul, so now no free throws for Old Town, but only 2 seconds into the game, they go for another foul. And this one is going to be number 8, and this is on the defensive end, so Vuk Obradinovic going for another 2-point attempt, this time from the free throws. Right? Absolute beast in this game, and Vuk Obradinovic could actually make it to the top 4 players of the stage when we discuss the MVP and the first all-first team of United League Europe 3x3. Vuk Obradinovic hasn't still made it to that point. The only guy from Old Town is Vlade Trajkovic, the MVP of stage number 1.
Steinbergs here, gives the ball to Pajic, and that's another foul. Free throws will probably be the main factor here. Old Town with 10 team fouls already, so that means double bonus. They will send Schenkans to the free throw line for 2 shots, and after that they're going to award the ball back to Ventspils. Perkovic is now furious with the call, because he is saying Schenkans was flopping actually on that play. Schenkans misses the first free throw, he still has another one. Keep in mind also, Ventspils is in the penalty. They have one more foul to give until they get into the double penalty too. Schenkans splits the pair here, 16-12 the score, and Ventspils Ghetto gets back the coconut.
No teams were even close to this amount of fouls in the first day, and we are still in the game at 3.5 minutes till the end. Already 18 fouls for these two teams. Schenkans He still didn't have any two-pointer in this game. And short again. Can he make it with the third attempt? No. No, this is not going to be a shot clock violation. Ventspils with the attack, and Steinbergs makes it from the corner. A huge bucket for Ventspils Ghetto, now only down by 2. That would be one of the biggest comebacks at this stage of United League Europe 3x3 if Ventspils come and win it all here.
Obradinovic with a hand in his face. The rebound goes to Steinbergs. Can they tie it here? Wide open is Steinbergs for 2. He misses the shot. My bad, that was Rosenberg's, but still the same outcome. Now Obradinovic on the move, stops, pops, comes up short, and Rosenberg gets the rebound.
This is a steal from Old Town. Vuko Obradinovic. Not enough space to shoot himself, but he finds Milovanovic. Nothing but air on that shot. Steinbergs, still 6 seconds to shoot. Schenkans, that was what they were missing during the whole game. And Vuko Obradinovic, oh my goodness, that was a very unfriendly roll by the rim, but Vuko Obradinovic goes for the drive and scores a 1-point bucket to put Old Town up by 1.
He deserved that because the two-pointer was halfway down, and then the Bull decided to come back up. Schenkans, meanwhile, made another point from Ventspils, tying the game at 17. Obradinovic against Rosenberg, stops, pops, too strong on the shot. Milovanovic with the putback, did not touch the rim, but even though he was able to beat the clock, that shot will not drop. It was a miss by Stojanovic.
Schenkans, that could have been huge if he made that bucket. Just a bit short. Whose possession is going to be? Looks like Old Town is going to save the possession. Still, Steinbergs discussing that decision with the refs. We have one of the last timeouts of the game.
And once again, if you're watching this on FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel, don't forget to hit us on the chat. We have the live chat over there. We want to hear it from you guys. Right now, probably a pretty big audience for the Serbian team. Some of the viewers not happy with the referees here. There were some players not happy with the referees, but I think they're doing a pretty good job. As Vuko Obradinovic is doing an awesome job with his 7th two-pointer on this game. 19-17 the score.
Absolutely crazy for Vuko Obradinovic. He has 14 points of his own in this matchup. That would be one of the biggest upsets if they lose in this game. He slips, and now Paje with a chance to put his team up by 3. No! This is Steinbergs, Ventspils 20, Old Town, Vuk! Woohoo! 8 two-pointers for Vuko Obradinovic in this game, and he conquers Ventspils Ghetto in the quarterfinals.
Huge shot by Vuko Obradinovic, who keeps his cold blood and sends his team to the semifinals, where Old Town will face the winner of the L Team 3x3 or Energadans. Absolutely crazy game here in the Little Mall in St. Petersburg. Two teams who fought until the end, and after Ventspils Ghetto coming back and taking the lead, Obradinovic with the dagger from the corner, 8-ball to the corner pocket, and we need to hear it from Vuko Obradinovic. Up next, he's going to be on the sidelines with Sasha Newsgoda. Vuko Obradinovic needs to tell us what happened during this game, because it was absolutely spectacular and the man was pretty much on fire.
Нашего присутствия на площадке.
Всем привет в очередной раз, и перед нами стоит герой третьего четвертьфинала, игрок, который только что побил рекорд единой лиги Европы по баскетболу 3х3 по количеству точных двухочковых за игру. Вук Абрадинович, Вук, это было чудесно. Я вижу, что ты не можешь разговаривать, у тебя разбита рука. Как это произошло?
Команда, это секрет. Сколько ты сказал, очка?
Очень устал.
Не, сколько ты сказал, у меня было? Очка.
7. Это рекорд лиги.
Эта команда сделала, я только бросал мяч. Молодцы парни.
Вопрос. Силы остались на полуфинал или нет?
Тут нету силы, только желание.
Силы и физика не главное, да?
Не, тут физика, тут сила.
Ну, тогда мы тебе желаем много силы в голове на полуфинал. Это было супер, красава. Друзья, это было невероятно. С сиреной 21. 7 дальних за игру. Это рекорд. Это Вук Абрадинович, и это единая лига Европы.
I would normally say it doesn't get any crazier than this, but it probably would, because this is the United League Europe 3x3, and here are the highlights for the Ventspils Ghetto versus Old Town. Best quarterfinal of the day so far, with Old Town winning it 21-20. Vuk Obradinovic was in the zone. 8 two-pointers for Vuk Obradinovic, who looked unstoppable from beyond the arc, and that ball went in almost every single time when he pulled the trigger. Coming up next, the last quarterfinal of the day is going to be L Team 3x3 representing Lithuania and Energadans representing Poland. The winner of this game will face Old Town from Serbia in the second semifinal. So stay with us here on the FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel. The next game is starting in about 5 minutes.
Половина 100% жжеными, но я видел пару парней, которые достали телефоны. Так что, у нас на самом деле времени нет абсолютно. 5 минут на следующей игре у нас, если я не ошибаюсь, я вроде как не ошибаюсь, да, Сань?
Ну, вообще-то 2 минуты размяться и...
2 минуты размяться и выходит. Все, времени нету. Достаточно долго играла предыдущая пара. Все, просто разминаемся, смотрим, много не говорим.
Соперника команды Old Town из Сербии тоже будет 4-м полуфиналистом. Итак, встречайте, команда ЛТ Team Литва. Номер 1 вечно молодой и необманывающий Даниус Новицка.
Getting ready to be introduced. L Team 3x3 undefeated in the tournament so far, with Dainus Novickas coming back to play for his team after representing Lithuania last year in the first edition of the United League Europe 3x3, where Lithuania had the teams called Apes and Humans, and Dainus Novickas was the leader for that team. Well, Dainus Novickas started as the coach for the L Team 3x3 this year, but unfortunately for the Lithuanian team, Aurelius Pukelis, the center, was injured, so Dainus Novickas was forced to play during this third stage of the United League Europe 3x3, but man, he was decisive during the first 2 games of the competition, where L Team won 21-20 against Tina Noble and 21-19 against Team NL. On the other hand, we have Energa 3x3 Dons, the team who started with a loss 22-10 against Riga Ghetto, but they were able to bounce back and won 22-11. My bad, 22-11 was the final score against Ljubljana Center. So right now, only one of these 2 teams will reach the semifinals of the competition, where they will face Old Town from Serbia, who won moments ago after that crazy shot by Vuk Obradinovic. Here is the roster for Energa 3x3 Dons: Pavlovsky, Hicks, Idrietsky, and Zamoyski made his 3x3 debut yesterday. L Team 3x3 with Vingalis, Novickas, Užupis, and Beljavičius. We are moments away from the first check ball of this game. Marius Užupis versus Michael Hicks might be the key matchup here. Michael Hicks, a player who can hit crazy shots from almost every single spot on the court. First possession awarded to Energadans, Michael Hicks. The ball inside, deflected by Vingalis. And let's see what the refs are deciding here. They're gonna give the ball to L Team, so that's a fresh shot clock with Marius Užupis controlling the ball. Užupis gets in the paint, turns, fires, and that rims out. And in the end, we have a loose ball foul against Vingalis.
Yesterday, Marius Užupis was an absolute beast. He was one of the factors to beat Ina Nomo, and that made L Team qualify into the quarterfinals. They had a group of death with Team NL that failed to go through. This is Beljavičius with the first points of the game. So Marius Užupis scored around 15 points in the victory over Ina Nomo, and this is Przemysl Zamoyski scoring the first bucket for Polish team. This is a foul on the defensive end from Energa Gdańsk.
Checking into the game is Piotr Niedźwiecki, the tall guy for Energa Gdańsk, who can create a lot of trouble against this L Team without Aurelius Bukalis on the roster. Missed shot by Dainius Novickas, an air ball this time from Novickas. Just like I said yesterday, he was pretty hot from the court. Also, he had some plays that might get into the top 10 of the competition. We're going to check that on our Instagram account later on. United League 3x3, Michael Hicks with the lucky bounce here, gets the shooter's touch, and Energa Gdańsk is up by 1.
Vingalis, great play by Vingalis. He makes the two-pointer, and Michael Hicks forgot about defending on that play. He goes for another two-pointer, super high-arcing shot by Michael Hicks, and he makes a 4-point run for Energa Gdańsk, putting it up by 1. Vingalis, second chance point attempt, no good. Užupis goes for Novickas. This is Dainius with the assist for Vingalis. Woo! What a shoot-around we're having early here in the quarterfinal game.
Man, it looked like King Kong on that play, because Niedźwiecki just grabbed that ball and threw it straight into the net. 6-6 the score. Pavlovsky with a missed shot. Novickas gets the rebound.
And now
he wants to play some one-on-one basketball there, but in the end he gives it down low to Užupis, who is fouled by Hicks.
Good foul by Michael Hicks. He's now explaining his partners why he made that foul. Energa Gdańsk looking pretty good in the beginning of the game. Obviously, Aurelius Bukalis is a great loss for L Team. Somebody has to play against Piotr Niedźwiecki, and he could be the factor for this game. But Beljavičius with another 2 points.
Now the game is stopped. 7 minutes and 43 seconds until the end of this ball game, as Dainius Novickas is checking back into the action with Michael Hicks controlling the watermelon from the top of the arc. Hicks defended well, but he finds the upward lane and he just took flight. Flight number 4, ready for takeoff. Michael Hicks in action, good defense here, putting the lock on Dainius Novickas and giving the ball back for Energa Gdańsk.
I think we started to forget that Michael Hicks still's got the bounce, not only the 2-point shot, which everybody is afraid of, so he drove inside and went for the flashy dunk. Now it's Przemysl Zamoyski. No good, very far away from the bucket. Užupis in the post. Can he make it? Oh, clear block by Pavel Pavlovsky. Užupis was a beast in the post yesterday, but Pavel Pavlovsky knows the medicine to cure Užupis in the post.
Tough two-pointer here by Beljavic, but he knocks it anyway. And now we have a foul away from the basketball as Užupis was fighting for position with Michael Hicks. That's against him, it's against Užupis. So Stavichevislav Zamoyski with the rock, getting into the paint. Zamoyski, a lot of contact there, the game goes on. Beljavic for June, no good.
Przemyk with the rebound. We had a big interview with Przemyk Zamoyski, so check it out on United League Europe 3x3 Instagram account quite soon. We'll continue after our first TV time.
Once again, a big shout out to our newest partner. I'm talking about Uralsy Bank, one of the largest and one of the leading Russian banks, providing retail and corporate clients with a wide range of banking products and services. Meanwhile, the game resumes. LT up by 3, 6 minutes and 39 seconds until the end of this one.
L-Team is still up by 3, doing a great job here. And I had a chat with Dainius Navickas yesterday while Michael Hicks is scoring over him, and he said that without Aurelius Pakalis, his team is showing their real potential, because when Pakalis is in the game, the L-Team is really concentrated with playing with Pakalis in the paint area, but actually they've got a great amount of shooters that can make it from beyond the arc, and Beljavic is proving it.
Novickas now. Nichvietsky is over him. Can he shoot that? Of course not, but he's going for the layup. Nichvietsky chasing him from behind and denying that shot, telling Dainius Novickas, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be the bad bouncer here. You're not on the list, man. No soup for you.
Super hyped by that play is Dainius Novickas. Clean defense against Piotr Nichvietsky, a huge guy, nearly 7 feet, 210 centimeters. 125 kilos. This is Užupis with his signature fadeaway over Michael Hicks. L-Team up by 4 is Zamoyski, and the good foul by Beljavic. There were 2 against 1 in this attack, and Paulius goes for team foul number 4.
Michael Hicks will get it back. Beljavic defends him. And I think he pushed Michael Hicks here. Yep, that's a foul against L-Team 3x3, team foul number 5. So from now on, L-Team 3x3 with only 1 foul to give, and we have not reached the midpoint of this game yet. Michael Hicks through the screen, lets it fly. Too strong on the shot, Novickas gets the board.
Daniels looking for Paulius. Beljavic drives and just a bit short. He couldn't concentrate while he was flying towards the bucket. This Michael Hicks with a 2-point attempt. Also, he got the touch from the defender, but no foul.
I think Hicks had an open lane to go straight to the basket, but he settled for the jumper for whatever reason. This basket will not count. It was not a foul in the act of shooting, but still a foul against Energadans, team foul number 4.
Michael Hicks wanted to surprise the defender by that pull-up jump shooter, but he failed to do it, so now it's attack for L-Team. Užupis, no good, and with a soft touch, Šarūnas Vilgelis putting L-Team up by 5.
Rydu. Oh, my bad. That was Zamoyski. I was looking on the back of his shirt. He's playing with the Rydu jersey because, like we talked yesterday, and he is lowering the ceiling here for the huge rejection. He replaced Rydu in the last second, coming here as one of the most experienced Polish basketball players. I'm not talking about 3x3 basketball, I'm talking about general basketball. He representing Poland at 3 editions of European Championship. And right here you saw that he can also play on the defensive side of the court with that huge block shot.
Yeah, he had a fancy block yesterday, one of them to the collection today. Biljavicius nearly from the parking lot, no good. Michael Hicks, can he make his signature fade away? Nope, but guess who's there? This is Piotr Niedźwiecki with 2 consecutive offensive rebounds, and he goes for the second chance point.
Yeah, I can understand that L team can showcase their skills without Pugalis with shots like this from Biljavicius, but also without Pugalis. It's pretty hard to contain Niedźwiecki in the paint. This is Michael Hicks. Keeps the dribble alive. Crossover by Hicks, gets into the paint. Tough shot there. Rebound for L team, and Biljavicius is not settling for the jump shot. Kicks it out to Užupis. More open than a church on a Sunday. No good.
Yeah, his church was closed on that shot, so this is Biljavicius not going for the 2-point attempt. This is Niedźwiecki with the foul.
Maybe the church was open, man, but you have to have faith. Maybe that's the problem there. You need to have faith. 3:28 to go. Timeout here on the court as we are re-watching the dunk from Michael Hicks.
Coming back to the court, 15-9, L team up by 6 in the quarterfinal game. They're going to face, one of these teams is going to face Old Town in the semifinals, and it looks like Paulius Biljavicius is looking for another record breaker. In the previous game, Vuko Bradinovic had 7 2-pointers made, and this is a new record of United League Europe 3x3, breaking the record of Karlis Lasmanis with 6 2-pointers made. And Paulius Biljavicius, an absolute great shooter on this matchup. Pavel Pavlovsky scoring from inside, putting his team down by 5. Biljavicius, Novichkas. This is a big shot for L team, and now only 4 points away of the semifinal.
And that's a foul against L team, the last foul to give for the Lithuanian team. Talking about faith, Novichkas is showing a lot of faith once again, doing the cross sign, asking for some help from above, or maybe it was his way to show the referees he's not happy with the call. He did that yesterday too. Pavlovsky here with the putback, keeping Energodansk into this game. They're trailing by 6 right now as Vingelis is dribbling the ball, shoots it, comes up short. Big rebound by Michael Hicks.
Pavlovsky, can he make it? Yes, he can! 17-13. This is a 3-0 run from Energodansk. Can they make this play loose? No, this is Energodansk possession, so that means they have a chance to come back already in the following next attacks. Are they looking for a challenge?
No, but
no, we have L team possession.
0.4 of a second on the shot clock. Good if it goes, but it did not touch the rim, so that's a shot clock violation. Only time for a catch and shoot with 0.4 of a second left. Now Michael Hicks gets the ball back. Dansk come even closer in this one. Hicks has to put it up, and he comes up empty, but there is Pavlovsky with the big rebound and the putback, throwing Novichkas out of his way.
Yeah, Novichkas was a bit shocked by that ball. This is Biljavicius. Man, we need to count. I think that was a 2-pointer number 5, at least for him. But Michael Hicks coming back with a 2-pointer of his own. Novichkas for the win! Oh my goodness! They made 3 consecutive 2-pointers in the end of the game, and Dainius Novichkas with the win, 21-16. This guy is 41 years old. He is still in the business, and he makes L team go into the semifinal of United League Europe 3x3, stage 3 to play against Old Town.
Once again, Dainius Novichkas coming up big when the game needed it most, and scoring that huge 2-pointer from the corner. to give his team the 21-16 win. So Dinos Novichkas, after coming back into the United League Europe 3x3, will play in the semifinals. And what do you know? Maybe we're gonna have this guy playing in the final. Maybe we're gonna have him in the top 4 players of the stage number 3 in the United League Europe 3x3. Until then, Ruslan will have it side court to find out what he thinks about this.
Дайнус, друг мой, на вискас, победный танец от тебя. Вот он, вот он. Для тех, кто не видел, расскажу. Эль-Тим только что вырвала победу, серьезную, важную. Как вы готовились к этому матчу?
Мы готовимся, это матчем уже месяц. К каждому матчу мы готовимся. Каждая игра нам новая история. Мы смотрим, анализируем. И, как говорю, всегда концентрация на конце. Мы хорошо играем к концу игру. Но нам каждая игра новая история. Мы каждого игроков уважаем.
Я понимаю, как ты принял решение вернуться и играть, а не тренировать?
Я точно не сам. Это Пукянис, наш центровой, получил микротравму. Доктора запретили ему играть 1 неделю. Потому что узнали позже, визу нельзя подарить, говорит все, давай вернись, может, еще можешь. Оказывается, чуть-чуть могу.
Еще как можешь. Как ты оцениваешь соперника, следующего соперника в полуфинале? Готовились ли вы к нему? Нет?
Если честно, нет, мы всегда готовимся к каждому игру. Сейчас будем готовиться к сербам.
Удачи вам! Мы желаем удачи, мы вас очень любим.
Спасибо.
Oh, Dinos Novichkas, so adorable. He's one of the favorite players in the history of United League Europe 3x3. He's a party maker, he's a great leader, and he's a great basketball player, making his team qualify to the semifinals. Okay, guys, now with only 3 games left on the schedule of stop 3 of United League Europe 3x3, we have nearly half an hour break before the first semi-final. Top Rosenerga Adam from St. Petersburg playing against Inanomo from Moscow, a Russian semi-final. And then at 5 minutes to 5 local time, 4:55 p.m., we'll have the second semi-final, Old Town Serbia against L Team from Lithuania. Enjoy the best moments of this quarter-final, L Team and Energa Gdańsk. We're out, guys. Enjoy, and please be back 25 minutes past 4:25 p.m. for the first semi-final.
We have reached the semi-final stage of the United League Europe 3x3 stop number 3, and we're gonna have a Russian matchup here on the court. Old rivals Inanomo and Rosenergo Adam, Moscow versus St. Petersburg. It doesn't get any better than this in the Russian rivalry. So once again, we are joining you, the one and only Peter Bujelitsky, here in the booth with me. My name is Cosmin Petrescu, and together we're gonna call this game for you guys, and we are hoping to see a very good one once again. Peter, Inanomo versus Rosenergo Adam. I hope you're ready for something like that.
Yeah, pure Russian matchup here in the semi-final, and actually this is a repetition of one of the games in the first stage, and that was the game when Inanomo were forced to play with only 3 players. If you remember, Ruslan Khabirov injured his ankle, and Inanomo needed to play both games in the group stage and they lost both. That was the time when Inanomo couldn't even make it to the playoffs. Now, Inanomo are the reigning champions of the second stage, and this is their squad. They haven't made any changes from that championship team, but they have a very hard thing to do right now. They need to beat the hosts, Stop Rosenerga Adam, and this is the 4 guys from the St. Petersburg team. When they played the only time in this season, Inanomo lost in the group stage to Stop Rosenerga Adam. And I think they wish to have a great rematch. They're going to go for revenge.
And once again, the story of the season here when Inanomo and Rosenerga Adam are meeting. Inanomo now with Vlad Meleshkin in the roster. Vlad Meleshkin played for Rosenerga Adam last year, and also he was born here in St. Petersburg, so he is actually playing against his old hometown. And on the other hand, we have Shalva Shatashvili playing now for St. Petersburg after representing Moscow last year. Shalva Shatashvili was one of the main reasons why Gagarin last year in the 2019 United League Europe 3x3 was pretty much the team to beat until Riga conquered the league late in the season.
Yeah, Inanomo were searching for their perfect squad. They had loads of substitutions last season, and at least 3 or 4 guys left the team during this season. So now they're playing with a completely brand new squad, and in the face of Nikita Gresev, who had his professional 3x3 debut last stage. He is one of the top and one of the most recognizable big men in the world of 5x5 and 3x3 amateur basketball in Moscow. He also used to be an MVP of the Super League. This is the second league after VTB League in Russia. So this is a very high-class player. Also, he's got the size. He's 6'8", and also he weighs around 110 kilos. A great option in the front court. And actually, Inanomo are probably the biggest team in the United League Europe, the toughest team, the team that works out the most.
Well, when you're talking about 110 kilos of Nikita Gresev, I'm not impressed, but I'm impressed that we're actually talking about 110 kilos of lean mass. The man is a force under the rim, and I think he was the main factor why Inanomo was able to win it last time. Also, with Boris Logachev in the paint, they can crash the board every single time. And let's not forget about Yuri Bespalov. He became a shooter up late, but Yuri Bespalov is also a tall guy, and he can also go for the rebound. So it is pretty hard to defend this guy. These guys, you have to box out every single time. So Inanomo, once again, a team that is really hard to contain. Will Rosenerga Adam be able to do that? We'll find out.
Yeah, but also Rosenerga Adam from St. Petersburg are tough nut to crack. Also have a few big guys. At least Artyom Timofeyev is a big man. This guy, Pac-Man, number 4. And Inanomo, obviously, they got the strength, they got the wingspan, they got the muscles, the kilos. We're talking about 110 kilograms of Nikita Gresev, but to be honest, when we talk about Bespalov, Gresev, and Logachov, this is 330 kilos of muscles. And also they got a wing player like Vlad Meleshkin, who could be probably the top shooter in the United League Europe 3x3, a crazy clutch shots. Stage number 2, if this guy gets hot from beyond the arc, he could be very dangerous. But on the other side, Rosenerga Adam have Shalva Shatashvili, who had 20 points in the group stage yesterday. He was an absolute machine from beyond the arc. So let's get it popping with Yura Bespalov, as usually, coming up to the commentary box, giving high fives and really hyped up about this game. A pure Russian derby. St. Petersburg against Moscow. Probably the most furious matchup in United League Europe 3x3, because these guys played like thousands of times against each other, and this is a non-stop battle of the biggest cities in Russia. We call it the battles of capitals, actually, because St. Petersburg, we call it the northern capital of Russia.
We have a team foul here against Inanomo. The game is underway. Shalva Shatashvili, the hand up to Lyukov, who lets it fly from outside, and Vlad Meleshkin comes down with the rebound after he soars for that. Lagudin defending Meleshkin here. The crossover, the step back, the two-pointer, way off.
Shatashvili gets the rebound. His signature step back didn't work out, but he gets a give and go, and just a bit short from the 2-point stripe. Bespalov waiting for a screen from Griesev, and this is Griesev time in the post, but that is a foul from Dmitry Krukov.
They're gonna give the ball back to Inanomo on the top of the arc. Boris Logachev. Meleshkin down low to Griesev. Griesev against Timofey. He is going to work, gets in the paint and misses the shot, gets back the rebound, puts it up, and this time puts it in.
He got more power than Pac-Man. This is Kryukov. And we have some 1-against-1 basketball, but this is an offensive foul on Dmitry Kryukov. He's quite famous for all these sneaky fouls, playing with his elbows, so now that was an offensive foul on Kryukov. Team foul number 2 for St. Petersburg team.
Bespalov stops the dribble with a hand in his face. Good defense by Pac-Man. I think he got a piece of that, so the ball was deflected. It's gonna stay with Rosenergo Adam. Only 1.8 seconds on the shot clock. Shalva Shatashvili will probably shoot it here. No, he gives it up to Lagudin, and that will do it. I don't think they were focused on the shot clock because Leo Lagudin was looking for the pass. The ball was obviously deflected moments ago. So that should be a turnover. So they should award a ball here to Rosenergo Adam. We're gonna need to figure this out.
So now Yakov Tarasov is making his decision. Sop Rosenergo Adam don't have the possession. It's Inanomo ball with 2 seconds exactly, and Vlad Meleshkin goes for the buzzer beater and puts Inanomo up by 3.
Shatashvili from way outside. Timofey fights for the rebound, but it is once again Vlad Meleshkin who grabs the rebound. Bespalov keeps the dribble alive. Bespalov looks for Logachev in the post against Shatashvili. Turns, fires, misses the shot, and Shatashvili gets the rebound. This is Leo Lagudin, pulls the trigger, no good. The putback is excellent from Shalva Shatashvili, one-handed step in.
Man, you need to have skill to do these kinds of plays. This is a great backdoor pass from Bespalov. It's the signature Inanomo combination. We see it every matchup in United League Europe 3x3. These lightning strikes, backdoor passes, and Logachev goes for the tomahawk slam. Inanomo up by 3, 2 minutes into the game only.
Shatashvili step back G's for 2 money, and just like that, Rosenergo Adam is trailing by only 1. Can Meleshkin answer? Step back J with a hand in his face. Offensive rebound by Griesev, and the putback is good.
Yeah, Griesev is doing a great job on the offensive board, gaining more points for his team. Shatashvili! He's a great dead-eye sharpshooter, and again, he proves it. 5-5 is the score after a few distant shots from Shatashvili.
Furious start here on the court, only 2 minutes and 30 seconds into this game, tied by 5. Boris Logachev, the ball inside to Griesev, who is going to work. Nice pass to Logachev, and he is fouled from behind by Leo Lagudin, sending him to the free throw line. Dinos Novichkas and LT3x3 preparing for the second semi-final that will start in about 25 minutes from now. Old Town from Serbia versus LT3x3 from Lithuania will play with a chance to reach the final of the competition. For LT3x3 would be the first final. For Old Town would be the second one in 3 tries if they will be able to win that game.
And actually, even if Old Town loses, they have a pretty good chance to go and take number 1 in the final standings because Team NL, who are now currently on the top, didn't make it to the playoffs, and Old Town are only down by 15 points, place number 2. Yura Bispalov trying to drive inside, he gets double teamed, and it's a foul on Dmitry Kryukov, team foul number 4 for Sopros Energia Adam.
That will also depend on Inanomo's position at the end of this stage of the United League Europe 3x3. Inanomo still have a chance to win this. They were 4th before the start of stage number 3. Yuri Bispalov on the free throw line, trying to break the tie here with 7 minutes and 10 seconds left, and he does. Shalva Shatashvili, defended by Maleshkin. Shatashvili lets it fly, cannot find the bottom of the grip, but there is Leo Lagudin with a putback. Too strong on the glass.
Look how high above the rim Nikita Kresev gets with that rebound, and he's pushing through. Leo Lagutin, one of the best personal defenders in the business, but still Nikita Kresev makes it look easy. And he goes for the substitute, Boris Logachov, on the court, but we will see them in action only after the first TV timeout. Big shout out to Rosatom, which is the title partner of 3x3 United League Europe. We highly appreciate the contribution of the Rosatom State Corporation to the development of basketball and the creation of all the necessary conditions for holding competitions at the highest level. We have no doubt that further cooperation will only flourish and develop new unique projects in the sports industry.
After the timeout, Kryukov gives the ball to Timofey Lagudin, driving, and he is fast and furious, getting the step over Yuri Bispalov to put his team down by only 1, but not for long, says Boris Logachev, who avoids the block and scores from the inside.
It's a 2-point game. Inanomo, great attack! Oh, Logachev going for the lefty slam, just a bit short. I think he was too hyped up about that play. I suppose he could better do a pass to one of his teammates. This is Dmitry Kryukov trying to drive, and he gets the contact with Logachov. So this is team foul number 4 for Inanomo, and that was in the active shooting. So Dmitry Kryukov has a chance to make it a 1-point game with a 1 free throw attempt.
Kryukov playing for the first time in the United League Europe 3x3. He debuted yesterday. Scores the free throw here. Bispalov keeps the ball alive for his team. Kresev with the spin. Good defense by Timofey, who got a piece of that. So that's a rejection by Pac-Man, and this time Kresev was denied.
7 more seconds for Sopros Energia Adam. Shalva Shatashvili starting this attack. Up front, this is Kryukov. Only 3 seconds on the shot clock. Will he go for the fadeaway? Yes! And despite Mileshkin knowing Shatashvili very well, he couldn't do anything on the D, but now he comes back with revenge of his own and scores from inside. Oh, we got a touch of the ball for the first time.
No.
I could have made a shot from the parking lot.
Yeah,
right now.
I'm pretty sure about that, of course. But the parking lot was pretty full. And also, we have a lot of crowd here in the stands as Maleshkin is shooting it from outside. That's a rainbow from Vlad Maleshkin straight into the net, and Inanomo is up by 3. Can Lagudin answer no?
This looks like a foul on Vlad Mileshkin on the rebound, so this would be team foul number 5 for Inanomo. Looks like a foul wasn't in the active shooting. Yes, it's not. So Dmitry Kryukov really frustrated about that decision. He was already standing on the free throw strike, but the refs say no. Please start up front. Oh, Kresev, what a hustle steal from number 17 of Inanomo. Leo Lagutin decides to foul, and Sopros Energia Adam and Inanomo both still have only 1 extra foul to give before the bonus, and we still have 5.5 minutes till the end of regulation.
I think Shatashvili miscalculated the length of the hand of Nikita Kresev, who just took that ball away from him. Now Maleshkin with a fake. Lagudin stayed with him and almost picked his pockets. Great defense by Leo Lagudin putting the lock on Maleshkin. 3.3 seconds left. Maleshkin has to force it. Comes up empty this time, and they will get the ball to Rosenergo Adam. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left.
That was great defense from Leo Lagutin. If you recognize the hang time he had on that jump, despite Mileshkin having quite a big vertical. Kryukov, 2 points from Kryukov, and Rosenergo Adam only down by 1. You have the home crowd, but Nikita Gresiev actually surprised me right now. He's got the speed.
Kryukov, the bounce pass inside. Shatashvili got hacked on the way up, and he'll go to the free throw line for one shot. That was the last foul to give for Inanomo. So Shalva Shatashvili will have the chance to split the lead in half here with this free throw, and from now on they are in the bonus.
He makes it. So now it's Bespalov moving into Mileshkin. Oh, lightning pass from Mileshkin. I cannot say that this is a lack of team chemistry. Just too much effort put into that pass from Vlad, and not enough speed gained by Boris Logachov in this attack. So it's quite a silly turnover that could lead Rosenergo Adam to a tie game. Oh, what a sneaky play by Vlad Mileshkin. You know, St. Petersburg is the culture state of Russia, and we have loads of theaters here, so Vlad Mileshkin could have a role in one of the new musicals, probably. Vlad Mileshkin, a great and very smart move to give his team the possession.
Born and raised in St. Petersburg, so he has the skills, he has the talent, and he has the experience. But Rosenergo Adam was not able to capitalize there. Get the ball back here. This is Shatashvili for Leo Lagutin against Grisin. Kryukov, and a foul away from the basketball. Shatashvili was fighting Logachev, and this time the foul is against Boris Logachev.
Yeah, Logachev made the foul, but actually he is in pain right now. Got hit in the stomach by Shatashvili. So now the Georgian from Team St. Petersburg has a chance to only tie the game. No chance to put his team up by 1 because he missed the first free throw and he misses both. I think that's the first time I've seen missing both free throws by Shatashvili.
Uncharacteristical from Shatashvili to miss 2 free throws in a row. Maleshkin, tough shot, defended well by Shatashvili. Bounces back and gets the ball again for Rosenergo Adam. Kryukov trying to muscle his way in the paint, but that is Grisev looking like a wall, and he will not be moved by that move of Kryukov. This is Bespalov. Back to Maleshkin. Maleshkin has to put it up with a 1-second shot clock on.
Yeah, that was too tough to put inside. Mileshkin was able to put the shot, but not to make it. Okay, so a small timeout right here, and we'll be back with 3:54 till the end.
Once again, a big thank you to our main partners, Rosenergo Adam, Leningrad Nuclear Power Plant, and Ural Sea Bank, along with Sportigo, the technical partner of the United League Europe 3x3. You find us on Instagram. United League 3x3 is the account you have to follow, as Kryukov is missing the 2-pointer.
And Gresiev falling out of bounds, and unfortunately for Inanomo, he loses the ball. A little discussion from the Moscow team with Yakov Tarasov. They're claiming that it could be actually a foul by Rosenergo Adam. Still, the discussion continues. Anyway, the referees give the ball to Rosenergo Adam. So St. Petersburg with the ball. Pac-Man to Shatashvili. And this is a double foul on both of the guys because the refs are actually getting fed up with that contact. Loads of bumps and punches from both teams. So now we are in the bonus. Once again, Shell to Pac-Man. 4 seconds here. He has the advantage in size and he pushes through Mileshkin to tie the game at 13. But Mileshkin puts up that two-pointer and it's no good.
Shamashvili against Bespalov stops the dribble, the lob pass inside, and Timofev was fouled on a pass attempt, but that will not matter because both teams are in the penalty right now. So that will send Artyom Timofev to the free throw line with a chance to break the tie. He'll have 2 free throws, so we might have a 2-point advantage in favor of Rosenergo Adam. Usually Timofev, pretty sharp free throw shooter, but he misses the first one. Usually when you're praising somebody, especially at the free throw line, this is what happens, so this one is on me.
Timofev making only 1 of 2, reminding you that Shalva Shatashvili missed both of his free throws, so they could have been up by a few points, but instead of that, it's Nikita Gresic scoring from inside. What a fight here between Bespalov and Kryukov and Shatashvili with a near screamer. No good.
Maleshkin gets the ball from Grisev. Defended by Shatashvili. Maleshkin with a hand in his face. Good box out by Timofev, keeping Grisev away from the ball. And now Kryukov is looking for Shatashvili down low. He has a mismatch against Vlad Maleshkin, and he capitalizes that right away.
Dinamo cannot foul, already 9 on the board. Mileshkin spins. Oh, clean steal by Kryukov. No foul here. Still Sopros Energadem with possession. Shatashvili scoring 2 in a row. Bad defense from Mileshkin. And a chance for Griesev to put his team down by 1. No, great defense by Shatashvili.
Kryukov looks for Shatashvili. They go inside again against Vlad Maleshkin. Shatashvili scores again. This mismatch is always used perfectly by Shalva Shatashvili lately. Can Maleshkin answer from way outside? No good. And Kryukov scores for the rebound.
Yeah, Kryukov playing elbows once again. He already went away with that offensive foul before, but now actually we could see that clearly. That was a furious punch by the elbow into the face of Bespalov. Look, once again, yeah, Dmitry Kryukov, dirty offensive foul on Bespalov, and the refs want to see that once again, probably looking for an unsportsmanlike foul on Dmitry Kryukov, and that could change things because offensive fouls are not followed by free throws. But if that goes as unsportsmanlike, Inanome has a chance to come up. And yeah, unsportsmanlike foul.
Well, it looked on purpose. Kryukov raised his elbow on purpose. I don't know if he really wanted to hit Bespalov in the face, but he wanted to hit him. So that's an unsportsmanlike conduct. Huge difference here, because just like you said, even though both teams are in the penalty, that was an offensive foul. So offensive fouls are not rewarded with 2 free throws for the opposing team. But now, because of the unsportsmanlike conduct, Yuri Bespalov is sent to the free throw line, and he will shoot 2 also, because this is only the first unsportsmanlike conduct against them. They will jump for the rebound. So starting with the second unsportsmanlike conduct, we have 2 free throws plus the ball. And I was able to say that during that clear shot of Nido's cheerleaders, who are pretty much loved by all the viewers here.
Yeah, but I think the last thing we're thinking right now is girls, because we have an absolutely crazy matchup here in Lieto Mall. Sopros Energadem up by 3, but Bespalov, oh, so close to making that 2-pointer. Can Mileshkin do it? No, unlucky again.
Kryukov with the rebound. His team is up by 3, 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Kryukov gets the ball inside. This time Maleshkin defends him well, puts up the 2. It rolls out after taking home the rust out of the iron, and Maleshkin grabs the ball here.
Mileshkin drives inside, no good. Kryukov with the possession, so it's fresh 12 seconds for Popularize and Adam. Will they go for the distance shot? Looks like they want to go inside, and Kryukov, no good. Mileshkin with 50 seconds till the end. Another 2-point attempt, and he finally gets what he deserves, because actually, to be honest, he takes so many 2-point shots with contact and never gets fouled on, but now finally he got the whistle and he will try and make 2 free throws.
And that's a big problem for Rosenergo Adam, because that's team foul number 10, so that will send Mileshkin at the free throw line for 2 shots, and they will also keep the ball, so Inanomo can come back trailing by only 1, and after that they will have the possession with a chance to tie it or even take the lead. Of course, Vlad Mileshkin, the reigning MVP of the second stage of the United League Europe 3x3, has to hit the free throws first, and until he will go to the free throw line, I want to remind you that we are waiting to hear it from you guys. You can use the live chat on the FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel and tell us what you think.
Vlad Mileshkin, he makes the first free throw, and actually, if you remember, guys, Sopros and Ergadam could have already won the game, but they actually missed a lot of free throws. Quite unlikely for the St. Petersburg team. Mileshkin cold on these free throws. He makes both. Possession for Inanomo with a chance to tie or even come up by 1. Mileshkin goes for the 2-point shot, and again, just a bit short.
And now we have fouls on both sides, so those fouls will cancel themselves, and no team will have free throws. Lil Lagudi having a tough time to contain Kryukov who entered the court. I don't know if the refs saw that, and looks like in the end is actually only a foul against Yuri Bespalov, so that will send Shatashvili to the free throw line for 2 shots, and Rosenergo Adam will keep the ball. Shatashvili missed 2 free throws early on. This time he makes the first one.
And Shatashvili makes them both, and he wants a timeout with 30 seconds left here till the end of the game. A little shout out to our sponsors with that timeout. What a game we're having here in Lietomol, 20-17. Sopros and Ergadam from St. Petersburg, just 1 point away of getting into the semi-finals, and that could mean that Inanomo still don't have the guts to beat Sopros and Ergadam in United League Europe 3x3 Season 2.
Shatashvili, Pac-Man for the win, nails it! And Rosenergo Adam will play the final for the first time in the 2020 season after defeating Inanomo 22-17, ending it with a 2-pointer from Artyom Timofev in front of the whole crowd, who is pretty pleased with what they are seeing right now.
Oh, that was a great game, guys, but still the teams are on the court discussing the decisions with the referees. Loads of moments that I wanted to discuss, but we give the floor to Alexander Nevskaya with Shalva Shatashvili with the interview.
Друзья, у нас рядом со мной финалист 3-го тура. У меня, знаешь, такое ощущение, что мне не хватает сил, а не тебе. Шалва Шаташвили, Сопрос Энергоатом, Сосновый Бор. Вопрос один. Были ли еще такие нервные игры в истории Единой Лиги Европы?
Конечно, были. В прошлом году были, в этом году были. Прошлый тур тоже у нас была достаточно нервная с Инономо полуфинал. Поэтому были. И я больше скажу, будут.
Это хорошо. Хорошо, что ты меня успокоил. Это раз. Первые 6 очков команды набрал ты. Важные 2 штрафных ты завалил. Это мастерство или обычный день?
Не, все нормально, все по плану идет. Поэтому, мастерство тоже не пропьешь, как говорится, да, но это мы играем командой, да, без этого никуда не деться. Я бы не смог один создать те моменты, которые у меня получились. Вот и все.
Скажи мне, пожалуйста, я задавал этот вопрос другим игрокам. Сил после такого матча хватает на следующую игру?
Трудновато будет, 100%, но должно сил хватить. Ничего страшного, у нас 4 человека, мы все взаимозаменяемые. Хватит.
С этим сложно поспорить, друзья. Игрок команды Цопрос Энергоатом Сосновый Бор Шалват Шаташвили. Финалист пока еще. Я не буду говорить дальше, да? Финалист третьего тура второго сезона Единой Лиги Европы по баскетболу 3х3. Не переключайтесь. Спасибо.
So Rosenergoatom will play for the first time in a final during the 2020 season of the United League Europe 3x3, and they will face Old Town from Serbia.
Друзья, всем добрый день в очередной раз. Друзья, всем добрый день в очередной раз. Рядом со мной свидетель этого безумного первого полуфинала. Не буду говорить, что это также генеральный директор Единой Лиги Европы по баскетболу 3х3 Сергей Геннадьевич Фомин. Сергей Геннадьевич, давайте так. Нервная была игра или обычная игра с высоты вашего опыта?
Ну, я думаю, что игра была достойна полуфинала. Игра была достойна хорошего турнира. Играли очень две достойных команды, которые в рекомендациях не нуждаются. И самое главное, что спортивный принцип сегодня восторжествовал в сторону ЦОПа. Я хочу, кстати, поздравить Ленинградскую атомную станцию, концерн Росэнергоатом с прекрасным результатом. Хотя в прошлый раз победа досталась Инонома. У них 1-1, впереди 2 тура. Я желаю той и другой команде успехов.
Сергей Геннадьевич, так ли получилось, что финал третьего тура приходится на, ну, не хочу говорить святой, но важный для многих из нас и особенно для города Санкт-Петербурга праздник? Так ли это получилось специально или это все-таки совпадение?
Ну, во-первых, я говорил и буду говорить о том, что Санкт-Петербург — это та площадка, на которой турнир родился, на которой турнир живет и будет жить. Что касается сегодняшнего праздника, да, мы планировали этот турнир, чтобы попал на День защитника Отечества. Мужественный день. Пользуясь случаем, хочу всех наших мужчин, и не только в России, всех наших соотечественников поздравить с этим праздником, пожелать здоровья. Ну а ребята играют в мужской баскетбол, поэтому мужской турнир, прекрасный мужской праздник. Что может быть лучшим подарком для наших прекрасных женщин?
Ну и последний вопрос. Мы переехали на моей памяти 3-й торгово-развлекательный центр, где мы принимаем участие. И самое главное, что вот здесь специфика ТРК лета наших друзей, наших партнеров в том, что рекламные бортики всех наших партнеров, бесчисленное количество, страдают. Вопрос, мы будем как-то компенсировать это или нет?
Но, во-первых, наше перемещение по Санкт-Петербургу — это первое, это популяризация нашего турнира, потому что Санкт-Петербург очень большой город, спортивный, культурный город, поэтому мы стараемся, чтобы все районы города увидели этот турнир. Во-вторых, торговый центр «Лето» как бы выразил очень большое желание попробовать себя в новом формате. 3-3 олимпийский вид спорта, новый формат у нас, новый формат у них, почему нет? Пока мне все здесь нравится. Что касается территории, наверное, и прелесть 3-3 в том, что площадка и щит могут быть выставлены в любом географическом месте, которое бы позволяло провести соревнования. Поэтому я думаю, что те люди, которые пришли в торговый комплекс «Лето», они с удовольствием смотрят этот турнир. Что касается наших партнеров, корпорации «Росатом», концерна «Росэнергоатом», Ленинградской атомной станции, банка «Уралсиб», я скажу, что не в баннерах дело. Главное, мы имеем прекрасных людей, прекрасных руководителей, прекрасные организации, которые понимают важность сегодня здорового образа жизни, понимают интерес к баскетболу 3-3, поддерживают нас, и мы уверены, что мы и дальше пойдем вперед вместе.
Я уже вижу, что нас со спины вторые полуфиналисты подталкивают и мячом специально или случайно бросают. Сергей Геннадьевич, спасибо. Занимаем свои места. Вы на трибунах, я с микрофоном. И нас второй полуфинал. Друзья, я думаю, что следующий матч будет не менее спокойный, чем предыдущий. Не переключайтесь.
При всем уважении, прошу вас покинуть площадку.
3x3, Sergey Fomin. So we are ready to go to the second semi-final. This is Old Town on your screens, getting ready to face L Team from Lithuania. Marko Stojanovic, Vuko Bradinovic, Nikola Perkovic, and Milos Milovanovic are going to play against Šarūnas Vidgalis, Marius Kudžupis, Paulius Bilavicius, and Dainius Novickas, the veteran, the 41-year-old player who's replacing Aurelius Pukelis, the big man, one of the top big men in United League 3x3. He was once in the all-first team of United League Europe. He is always in the top 10 of the highlights, and also he's one of the best front court players in our league. But Dainius is doing a great job substituting him and proving all the haters wrong, that he's too old for new school.
It will be the second time when L Team will try to make it in the final of the competition. They lost in the semi-finals once so far. On the other hand, we have Old Town who will try to play in the final for the second time in 3 tries. They won the first stage of the United League Europe 3x3. After that, they were eliminated during the quarterfinals last time 2 weeks ago. Old Town versus L Team 3x3, a pretty interesting matchup, especially with those two teams who worked a little bit to their rosters, just like Peter told you. The tall guy, Pukelis, is missing from L Team. On the other hand, we have Vlad Trajkovic, the big absence for Old Town, the hero on the first stage, but no Trajkovic, no problem, or at least that was the case in the quarterfinals when Vuk Obradinovic came up red hot from beyond the arc, scoring none less than 7 two-pointers. That's a brand new record on the United League Europe 3x3.
Yeah, he beat the record of Karlis Lasmanis with 6 two-pointers in one game. Vyacheslav Slusar is on your screens, one of the referees for today's game. His partner will be Regina Polishuk for the second semi-final of the third stage of United League Europe 3x3. And the first points could be from L Team, but Vingalis couldn't make the 2-point bucket.
Ball intercepted by Vingalis here. Beljavicius down low to Užupis, but he puts it a little bit too strong on the glass, and he misses it from point-blank range. Now Obradinovic to Stojanovic. Stojanovic gets in the paint, kicks it out. Milovanovic for 2, nothing but air on that shot with the shot clock about to expire. That's a turnover for Old Town. Užupis still cannot believe he missed that shot. One of the easiest shots he can get in 3x3 basketball.
And he is actually one of the most skilled scorers in United League Europe. He was one of the heroes in the game of against Inanomo, where he scored 15 out of 21. Vuk Obradinovic still playing in his quarterfinal game and making his 8th two-pointer. I'm just kidding. Vuk Obradinovic absolutely on fire in the absence of Vladimir Trajkovic. That looks like a foul, and the whistle goes from Regina Polishuk. Vuk Obradinovic is a bit furious with that whistle because he was absolutely sure that that was a clean defensive play.
I don't know if there was any contact on the body, but I was looking only at the ball, and Obradinovic is right that he got all ball on that. But just like I said, maybe there was some contact on the body, so that's what Regina Polishuk called. The free throw was made for L Team. That's the first point for L Team, and now Milovanovic shoots it from mid-range, and he knocks down the shot for a 2-point lead in favor of Old Town.
Yeah, great hang time by Milovanovic. He stopped and jumped really high up with that vertical leap. Quite a tough shot to make, actually, from mid-range. This is Vingalis making his way through Stojanovic, and he buys the bucket. 3-2.
Milovanovic inside to Perkovic against Novickas. Perkovic lost the handle for a second, gets it back, puts it up, no good. Novickas fights for the rebound, and he deflects that ball straight into Užupis' hands. And now we have a foul away from the basketball. That foul is against L Team. First team foul for the Lithuanian team. Keep in mind, Old Town got into the penalty early on during the quarterfinals, and free throws became a huge factor in that game.
Now good from Užupis, Vingalis with a very good effort on the offensive rebound, but unfortunately for L Team that was no good, so we have first 12 seconds for Old Town. Vuko Bradinovic starting this attack, Perkovic with the handoff, and the ball goes out of bounds, so still I suppose we have another 7 or 8 seconds. No, actually it was last touched by Old Town, so it's a new attack for L Team.
Way outside, Beljavic brings it. No problem with that, even though he was not even in the Leningrad region when he attempted that shot.
Dainius Novickas was now warned by the referees that he's going to get a technical foul if he goes for the interference after the scored bucket. He said, okay, I got that, ref. And he goes for the assist on Užupis. L Team up by 2.
Vuko Bradinovic threads the needle inside and Milovanovic was pushed in mid-air. That's a foul called against L Team and Milovanovic took a hard fall. But looks like everything is okay. He is back on his feet and he will head to the free throw line after he will regain his balance, as he is still in a lot of pain, to shoot one free throw.
Yeah, he's okay. He just hit his back falling down from the contact with Dainius Novickas. Novickas is a very experienced player and he wouldn't ever intend to injure someone, but that was quite a dangerous fall from Milovanovic. He couldn't make the free throw. Užupis goes for the rebound. Vingalis, great drive by Sharuna, scoring inside, and it's 6-3. Vuko Bradinovic was actually calling for a travel. And
it looked like a travel to me. I don't know. Vuko Bradinovic here with a missed shot from the baseline, but they get the ball back after the Milovanovic's rebound. And now we have a tactical foul committed by Novickas, who just wanted to stop the play, and he will check out of the game to catch a breath.
He's so smart. He knew that his opponent is going for the distance shot, and he had that 1/10 of a second to make the foul, and he did it on perfect timing. Milos Milovanovic with the screamer right now, and Old Town only down by 1.
Beljavicius with an air ball from outside. Milovanovic also had a big two-pointer in that quarterfinal. Of course, Vuko Bradinovic was the star, but also that two-pointer by Milovanovic came up big for Old Town in order to win and qualify for this stage of the competition. Perkovic inside, cannot finish. Good defense by Marius Užupis, who has the ball now, pulls the trigger, empty bullets.
L Team are struggling with distance shot, except Biljavicius, who's absolutely on fire, the same as Vuko Bradinovic that just missed from 2-point range. This is going to be a foul before the active shooting. And still loads more fouls to give for L Team, but that was already the 4th foul for Old Town. And we are only 3 minutes into the game.
Užupis going to work. He is posting and toasting, and he gets 1 more point for L Team, who is up by 2 now. Vuko Bradinovic avoids Novickas, lets it fly in and out this time. That's a good thing. We don't have to call the firefighters yet. So we have reached the first TV timeout of the second semifinal. L Team 3x3 up by 2.
A big shout out to one of our title partners, Bank, who are one of the leading Russian banks, providing retail and corporate clients with a wide range of banking products and services. In addition to its own network, the bank supports the United ATM Network Atlas, a single technological solution for partner banks. Bank, thanks for making our league better every day. Sharonas Vingalis with a new attack for L Team. He's trying to find a way to put it to Užupis, and another fadeaway jumper by Marius. You know, this guy looks like White Jordan, unstoppable with the fadeaways.
He gets the ball here after the deflection by Novickas, lets it fly from outside, and once again, Dainius Novickas hitting it from outside of the arc, gets the steal here. Novickas, the lob pass inside. Vingelis to Užupis for two. No good, but Novickas fights for the rebound again, and he is fouled by Milovanovic, who cannot believe it.
Dainius Novickas is so cool. He does all the stuff purely, you know, so correct with these decisions. He scored, he made the steal, and then he got a near assist. So now it's Užupis with a 2-point fadeaway jumper, no good. Who's gonna get the rebound? It's Vingelis, fresh 12, and Vingelis is gonna score from inside against Milovanovic.
Vuk Obradinovic for two, comes up empty. Vingelis gets the rebound. Užupis, can he score now from outside? Yes, he does. And another two-pointer for LT, who is leading by as many as 8. One-sided semifinal so far in favor of the Lithuanian team, who is functioning at all cylinders right now.
If you remember, in the first stages of United League Europe 3x3 second season, L Team were famous for not fouling, and they're quite doing a good job right now because they're pushing the fouls as further as possible, and now they got only 4 in comparison to Old Town. In the first stages, L Team had a few games where they only fouled like 3 minutes before the game for the first time. This is Dainius Novickas. Crazy leadership for L Team, 14-5.
Nice pass behind the back, but there is Užupis with the rejection. No soup for you. And a two-pointer by Beljavicius. Straight on the money. And L Team with a double-digit lead. And we have not even reached the midpoint of this game. Can you believe it? L Team 3x3 is playing right now like a possessed team, and Old Town wants a timeout with 5 minutes and 6 seconds left. Top 10 plays, exclusive futures, interviews, and much more on our Instagram account. Hit the follow button at United League 3x3.
Nikola Perkovic starting the new attack for Old Town. Can they come back with that 11-point margin game? Obradinovic can't buy a bucket from distance. He was absolutely on fire in the quarterfinals, but now he really struggles with his shooting range in the semis. This is Vingelis for 18 points. Wow! L Team is unstoppable.
Vuk Obradinovic from way outside. He cooled off after that amazing quarterfinals. Beljavicius to Užupis. Misses it again, but the putback is good. He's not gonna miss 2 times in a row. Milovanovic from outside. Finally, a two-pointer for Old Town. Milovanovic, the only guy to score it from outside, and Vingelis was trying to close this game up.
Great defense by L Team. They don't allow Old Town to make a lot of two-point shots. Another two-pointer for the win, and this is Marius Užupis putting the full stop in the second semifinal. L Team is going straight to the finals, beating Old Town 21-9. What an effort by the Lithuanians, and obviously a shout out to Aurelius Pukelis. I hope you're watching the game, man, and you're proud of your team. Dainius Novickas, that is his first appearance in United League Europe 3x3 second season. He played in the first for Lithuanian team Apes and Humans. Now he is one of the leaders of Team Lithuania, that exact team who's going to play in Tokyo 2020 in the Summer Olympics. Now it's Cosmin Petrescu ready with their interview with Paulus Bilavicius, conquering in the semi-final against Old Town.
Man, you made it look so easy. You were playing against the winner of the first United League Europe 3x3 stage, but you won it like it was a regular game. It was like you're playing in practice.
Well, it's never easy. You do maximum efforts, and we tried to shoot more three-pointers, and we made it, so maybe that's why it looks so easy.
The question right now is, you're missing the tall guy, Aurelius Pukalis. But it looks like you're playing even better during this stage of the tournament. Is it easier for you without concentrating on posting it up constantly? Or is it just, I don't know, a tournament where everything fell in place for you guys?
Well, like you said, I think it's a tournament, but I can say that our oldie Novitskas is doing a pretty great job. So we're trying to do what we can, and we're trying to penetrate more. Of course, it's easier to play than you have a high tower like Pukalis under the basket, but it's a way different game now.
Thank you so much and best of luck to the final. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Only one game left in the tournament, and that's coming up in about 30 minutes. We're going to have Rosenergo Adam and L Team 3x3, two teams that never played in the final before here in the United League Europe 3x3. So we know one thing for sure. We're going to have a brand new winner here in St. Petersburg. So don't forget to tune back in at the FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel in about 30 minutes for the final of the competition.
Mulțumesc, Cosmin. Thank you for that interview with Mr. Biljavicius, who just made it to the final to play against top Rosenergo from St. Petersburg. Let's watch the best moments of this game. So with only one matchup left in the third stage of United League Europe 3x3, it's going to be Lithuanian team L Team 3x3 against top Rosenergo Adam from Russia, St. Petersburg, the hosts of United League Europe 3x3. This game is going to start at 50 minutes past 5, 10 to 6, 5:50 p.m. local time. You have a big break. We are going to have some fun in Lieto Mall with the fans and have a little break. So you better be back 5:50 p.m. local time. You have 38 minutes till the beginning of the final game. Top Rosenergo Adam against L Team Lithuania.
Что ты хочешь? Так, ближе микрофон, вас не слышно, Маш. Ты не на свидании, здесь нормально. Давай два, да? Все, забыл. Друзья, наши партнеры, баскетбольный клуб «Зенит», и Единая лига Европы по баскетболу 3х3, Дарик, Маше, это шикарная майка, у них бутылки, они высоко ценят.
And then there were two, Rosenergo Adam and L Team 3x3 for the final of the third stop in the United League Europe 3x3, the 2020 season. Those two teams never played in the final before. So one thing is for sure, we're going to have a brand new winner for the third time in a row here in the United League Europe 3x3. So Rosenergo Adam with Shalva Shavashvili, Artem Timofev, Dmitry Kryukov and Leo Lagudin. On the other hand, we have L Team 3x3. Just like I said, they did not reach the final of the competition either until now. And L Team 3x3 is composed by Sarunas Vingalis, Dainis Novitskas, Marius Užupis and Paulius Beljavicius. Rosenergo Adam team was able to defeat their nemesis. I'm talking about Inan Novo in the semi-finals, and they won that game thankfully to Shalva Shavashvili, who is trying to stretch as much as possible before this final. On the other hand, we had the L Team 3x3, and the Lithuanians defeated Old Town from Serbia. The team won the first stage of the United League Europe 3x3, and here we are, the final of the competition. Rosenergo Adam versus L Team 3x3. Rosenergo Adam will have the sides here during this final, but Actually, L Team 3x3 looked even better during this stage of the competition without Aurelius Pukelis. We already talked about that. We already talked about what they don't have to focus on giving the ball down low in the paint to the big guy. Once again, we would like to welcome you to our booth. Peter Bujanitsky next to me. I am Kosmin Petrescu, and together we're gonna call this great final for you guys. So Peter, Rosenergo Adam, L Team 3x3. No experience in the finals during this 2020 edition of the United League Europe 3x3, but judging about the history of the 3x3 basketball, anything is possible in a game like this, right?
Yeah, we have been discussing with loads of people around here in United League Europe 3x3 and the fans and also the players. It seems like every stage we're going to have a new champion. And probably, you know what I'm talking about and what I want to say, that I suppose that Sopros and Ergadam or L Team are going to win. That's quite easy. But both of these teams will do it for the first time this season. Okay, let's rehearse just a bit. Yeah, Old Town were first. Now the second stage were Inanomo. And now it's either Sopros and Ergadam from St. Petersburg or L Team 3x3 of Lithuania. It's going to be a great game. L Team playing without their leader, Aurelius Pukelis, the big guy. But we are all aware of Dainius Navickas, the legend, who's going to be on the court. Let's meet Sopros Ergadam from St. Petersburg. This is Pac-Man, Artyom Timofeyev, the big guy from St. Petersburg. The new guy from St. Petersburg, Dmitry Kryukov, a guy who plays a lot of time in the last years for Sop. But this is his debut in United League Europe 3x3. And the veterans, Shalva Shatashvili and Leo Lagutin.
If Rosenergo Adam will win it, we're going to have the second Russian team to win a stage of the United League Europe 3x3 this year. On the other hand, if L Team 3x3 will win it, we're going to have a third country already with a champion here at the United League Europe 3x3. The players for the L Team are introduced. Paulius Beljavicius, Šarūnas Vingelis, Marius Užupis and Dainus Novickas. Until we start the final, we need to inform you, probably you saw that on our Instagram account. If you didn't, that means you are not following our Instagram account, so you should. United League 3x3. The next tour is going to be held midweek, so we're going to have a little change for the next tour. It was supposed to be played on March 13 and 14. Well, it will be played on March 11 and 12. So keep that in mind and set a reminder. Stop number 4 of the United League Europe 3x3 will come in mid-March on a Wednesday and a Thursday. But until we go to the next tour, we need to find out who's going to be the new champion, who's going to win it this time, L Team 3x3 or Top Rosenergo Adam.
These teams are neighbors in the standings of the season so far after 2 stages. L Team on the 5th with 110 points and Sopniva Rosenergo Adam with 105 points in the standings. So let's get it poppin', guys. St. Petersburg, Sopros Nergadam with their first attack. And we have a foul straight away from Šarūnas Vingelis.
That's team foul number 1 against LT3x3. I don't think I have to tell you that we have reached capacity crowd yet again for the final of the competition. Rosenergo Adam, representing St. Petersburg, is playing in front of the home crowd, of course. We're going to have a lot of people here in the stand. This is Leo Lagutin, 1 second on the shot clock, puts it up and scores off the back. Uralsi Bank is on the Russian side this time, at least for this Leo Lagutin shot.
Lithuanians are complaining about that play. They think there was travel by Leo Lagutin, but no whistle from the ref. There are more people in the attack of St. Petersburg, so they use that advantage and they score for the second time. Unanswered still, but Vingelis with a 2-pointer of his own. Game tied at 2.
all that work for Rosenergo Adam, and in just a second, Vingalis erased that. Shalva Shatashvili misses a two-pointer, but the ball bounces back to him. No box out against Shatashvili. Can they punish the L team 3x3? No. Kryukov wanted a foul. He missed the shot, and the game goes on. This is Beljavichus. The bounce pass inside, intercepted by Kryukov.
And Kryukov hustles for the steal, and Leo Lagutin from open two-point range, no good. So now it's a chance to come up with one from Uzupis, but that's a block shot from Lagutin. So Sopros Energadim with a counter-attack. Kryukov still has 5 seconds. He drives and scores from inside. 3-2.
Kryukov a little bit too aggressive after that. So that's a foul against Rosenergo Adam. And Beljavichus will get the rock on the top of the arc. Beljavichus looks to Uzupis. Uzupis keeps it, now goes to work, and he is fouled by Leo Lagutin. Lagutin saying that Uzupis' elbow was a little bit high, but he knows he fouled him. So fresh shot clock for L Team 3x3. Vingalis stops, pops, and drops.
Pull-up jump shooter, jump shot from Vingalis to tie the game. And a pass inside for Pac-Man. He couldn't handle the ball, and unfortunately for St. Petersburg, this is a turnover by the locals. And a new attack for Dainius Navickas and L Team 3x3. It's a big loss in the face of Aurelius Pukalis, but you know, L Team still made it to the final. And as Dainius Navickas said, they show their real potential without a true leader like Aurelius Pukalis. Timofeyev, no good from beyond the arc.
Novickas clears the ball. Kryukov puts the lock on him. Novickas with a circus shot in 1 second. Somehow he gets that out of his pocket and puts it in. What a trickery from Dainius Novickas, who is playing smart yet again and gives us another spectacular play. You can watch that on the top 10 on the United League 3x3 Instagram account.
Deja vu, man. I've seen that in the group stage. Another shot from Sopros Energadim. This is Shalva Shatashvili. Both teams furious on the defensive end at the start of this matchup. Already 5 fouls, but Sopros Energadim has 3. L Team still with 2. Beljavichus, open two-pointer for Beljavichus, and he's a killer from beyond the arc if you leave him alone.
Yeah, you're playing Russian roulette if you're leaving him that open. And now an easy, breezy finish from Artyom Timofeyev from the paint. Vingalis with a head fake, keeps the dribble alive, goes strong in the paint and avoids the block of Timofeyev to put another point on the board for L Team. And now a foul on a 2-point attempt. And that will send Shalva Shatashvili to the free throw line with a chance to tie it at 7.
He had a few problems in the semi-final with his free throws, and in the decisive seconds he missed 2 free throws, but then he had another chance at the free throw stripe and he made both. Luckily for Sopros Energadim, they had the guts, and they were able to beat a very tough team of Inanomo, another Russian team from Moscow in the semis. This is Beljavichus. Again, he gets hot early in this game. Already 2 distant shots from Beljavichus.
Dainius Novickas is feeling it. He might not be the tallest guy on the court, he might not be the strongest guy on the court, but he is motivated, and every single time he leaves everything on the court. As we have reached the first TV timeout of the game, and we're having a message from our sponsors.
Shout out to one of our title partners, Uralsi Bank, who is one of the leading Russian banks providing retail and corporate clients with a wide range of banking products and services. Thanks to Uralsi Bank.
Welcome to the block party, says Leo Lagutin. This is the 3rd time today when he blocked a 2-point attempt, and Shalva Shatashvili wastes this opportunity to give Rosenergo Adam a 2-point two-pointer from beyond the arc. Užupis wide open in the paint. This is like forgetting you have an elephant in your kitchen.
Yeah, but Leo Lagutin actually, with a mistake, he was on the floor, so Užupis just scored all alone from inside. Now he goes for the distance shot, no good, and the ball rolls out of bounds. Dainius Navickas, unfortunately, getting a bit older to play in so many minutes, so he asks for the substitute nearly every 30 seconds.
We'll tell you that age is just a number, man. And look at that pass, Impact Man lays it in. I thought he was gonna go for the slam dunk, but
now he's saving energy for the final minutes.
Užupis from outside comes up short. Can he get the rebound? No, that's Salva Shatashvili who collects the ball. Kryukov from the corner, 8-ball to the corner pocket. No, but there is Timofev turning garbage into gold yet again.
Only -2 for Tsopros-Energia Adam. They go for team foul number 4. Goes on Bachman. Leo Lagutin back in the game, substituting Salva Shatashvili. And Sharunas Vingalis on the bench for L Team. Iljavicius looking for a very long shot, and he makes the third two-pointer of the game, becoming a real hero. Iljavicius made at least 4 two-pointers in the semi-final. Now he's still hot in the final.
Lagutin, hand off to Kryukov. He's going straight to the rim, but Novickas with good defense rebounds the ball now, clears it out, lets it fly from outside and finds the bottom of the crib. He is filling it as Timofev is missing another two-pointer.
Oh my God, it's getting closer and closer. Look at L Team. They're doing real magic, and Dainius Navickas, the underdog, the 41-year-old veteran, now playing as the true MVP of the third stage, man.
Live chat is still open on FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel. If you're watching this from Lithuania, tell us what you think. Tell us what you think about Dainius Navickas. If you're watching this from the Russian Federation, tell us what you think. We want to hear it from you guys. It doesn't matter in what part of the world are you right now. If you are here on YouTube, on FIBA 3x3 channel, you're on the right place, on the right time. 15-8 the score. Shatashvili, the pass inside, the basket will not count. Lagutin was fouled, but not in the act of shooting. Not happy with the call, and I think that was on the limit. They could have awarded that point to Leo Lagutin, I think.
That was actually 2 times in a row when Tsopros-Energia Adam is getting fouled, and they thought that both of the moments were in the act of shooting, but it's not. And now it's Kryukov finally getting a bucket for Tsopros-Energia Adam. Shell with a steal, and now a chance to shorten the margin with a distance shot, and no good. The pressure is getting higher and higher, and unfortunately Shatashvili didn't make that shot, so L Team still up by 6. The home crowd is getting really nervous.
Iljavicius with a hand in his face. You're gonna take it and you're gonna like it, Mr. Shatashvili. Right from your spot was the message. And now the ball inside to Timofev. Shatashvili, this time not settling for the jumper. From the corner is Artyom Timofev, 8-ball to the corner pocket, and Rosenergo Adam still has a pulse.
And now we have 4 minutes till the end. It's Užupis doing his signature fadeaway, no good. Shatashvili into the post to Timofev, that's good. And it's only 5 points difference between L Team and Tsopros-Energia Adam. Užupis good with that one.
He did not have the angle, but he had the soft touch there against Lagutin. Shatashvili lost it on the way to the rim, and he is the last one to touch it. The ball went out of his knee, so they're gonna award a possession to L Team 3x3 after the second TV timeout of the game.
Shout out to our title partners Rosatom and Rosenergia Adam, as well as Leningrad Power Plant. It's 75 years of nuclear power in Russia this year. And after the timeout, it's L Team with the rock if they go for a two-pointer, but that is too late. Paulius Iljavicius couldn't fulfill that pass, and he was forced to turn the ball over with a travel.
Kryukov keeps the ball. Now looks inside for Shatashvili, who lowers the shoulder but puts it too strong on the glass. Kryukov with the rebound. Cannot score, gets it back once again, and this time it is good for a Rosenergo Adam point. 18-13. L team will try to increase the lead again here, and Kryukov fouls Užupis. That was team foul number 5 against Rosenergo Adam. Rosenergo Adam still with a foul to give. L team 3x3 already over the limit.
And now top Rosenergo Adam playing really tight defense. They need to prevent a 2-pointer if they want to try and win that match. Vingalis no good from mid-range. Leo saves the ball. Kryukov inside. Shell on the wing. He goes for the clean pass and scores to make it -4 for his team. What a steal by Lagutin, and Kryukov on the other side makes it -3.
Behind the back pass from Novitskas to Užupis. Užupis lost it. Shatashvili with a steal. He can make it a 1-point game here, but he misses the shot. Novitskas fight with Kryukov. Kryukov wants the ball. He gets it and he puts it in. That's a monster under the glass for Rosenergo Adam. 1 possession ball game.
What a comeback by the locals. They were down as much as by 6, and the game was looked like already a done deal for L team, but no way, man. No way. We're going to continue after a short timeout.
Before we resume, once again, a big shout out to the main partners, Rosenergo Adam, LNBP, and Ural Sib Bank. After the timeout, the ball is into Užupis' hands. He spins, he stops, he pops, and he cannot drop.
Shatashvili, he sees an open pass for Leo, but it goes for Kryukov. What a steal by Vingalis. They can seal the deal now if they go for a 2-pointer. Užupis, and unfortunately for St. Petersburg, this is team foul number 7. They have no option but to foul on that clean path drive by Užupis, and he can become the hero right now, making 2 points from the free throw stripe. That will be a match point, but he needs to make the first. He goes for the first one.
The crowd trying to put a lot of pressure on Užupis here in St. Petersburg, but he doesn't care about that. 20-16 the score. Kryukov inside, making it a 3-point game, but L team 3x3 with the chance to wrap it up right here. Beljavicius on the baseline, back to Užupis for the win. The game is still on. Užupis gets back the rebound. He nails it. Marius Užupis with the bucket. L team 3x3 wins it for the first time in St. Petersburg after defeating Rosenergo Adam 21-17 during the final of stage number 3 in the United League Europe 3x3. So Marius Užupis becoming the hero for the Lithuanian team again. He scored those 2 free throws, and after that, he went for the rebound. I think the Black Angel is happy with what he witnessed here on the court. Alexander Fomin, CEO of the United League Europe 3x3, pretty happy with the performances of the teams here during the 3rd stage. And my fellow, Peter Bujanitsky, going to be joined momentarily on the sidelines by, I think, Marius Užupis, the hero of the final. But first they need to celebrate this title won here. L Team 3x3, the winners of the 3rd stage. And it looks like Daniel Novitskas is going to be sidelined for a flash interview.
Друзья, когда мы разговаривали с Дайнисом перед началом турнира, он говорил что-то вроде: ну я приехал вместо Пукялиса, придется поиграть, но, мэн, Ты реально красава, ты в полном порядке. Как тебе этот турнир?
Везет, я говорю, нам везет. Нет, я говорил в прошлом, мы каждую игру концентрируем, на каждую игра новая история, мы работаем. Я говорю, мы в конце хорошо играем, мы не паникуем. Но вау, это я не знаю, что. Всех люблю, всех целую, я не знаю. Везет, парни, везет.
Тяжелый получился финал, и не получались у всех те броски, что в течение матча, в течение турнира. Как ты думаешь, что было самое главное, чтобы выиграть в финале сегодня?
Мы смотрели...
Я не верю, что это везет, не верю.
Нет, так мы играем, и говорю, мы сейчас только форму получаем. Первый, второй тур я говорил, что мы приезжаем, не попадаем. Сейчас будем попадать. И так будет всегда сейчас. Все, может, дайте мне попраздновать.
Дай мне Новицка. Спасибо тебе большое. Друзья, сегодня будет отличный вечер у литовцев. Подключайтесь на автопати. Поэтому, друзья, любите United League Europe 3-3. Shout out to all the fans on YouTube channel FIBA 3x3. And I give the word back to Cosmin Petrescu.
Comeback player of the tournament, Dainius Novichkas, replacing Aurelius Pukelis in the L Team 3x3 roster and bringing the win for the L Team 3x3 for the first time during the 2020 season of the United League Europe 3x3. So, as we are starting the award ceremony with the fourth place is awarded to Old Town. I have to say once again that we have 3 countries now represented in the 3 stages of the United League Europe 3x3 winners. The first one was won by Old Town from Serbia. The second one by Ina Nomo, team from the Russian Federation, and now the third one is won by the Lithuanian team. So Old Town was on the 4th place. We are moving on to the 3rd place, where Ina Nomo will get the check for $1,000. Ina Nomo, the winners of the last stage of the United League Europe 3x3. Now they have to settle with this invisible bronze medal.
But you can visualize the money.
I think that's more important than the medals right now. We're going to have medals at the end of the United League Europe 3x3. Finishing second, Rosenergo Adam, for the first time playing in the final, the team from St. Petersburg representing the hometown will get a check of $2,000. Once again, we also remind you that the pool prizes are over $32,000 this year.
Actually, I have some inside information already. I know the first Old Team of the 3rd stage. Probably give you a chance to guess who could it be. Actually, we better wait for the judges to announce these prizes. I suppose you already know who's going to be the MVP. Actually quite questionable, because during the tournament loads of all 4 guys from L Team became leaders at certain moments. Probably Paulius Bilavicius was the top 2-point shooter, but don't forget about Marius Uzupis and his 15 points against Ina Nomo, one of the decisive games.
$2,500. That's the check for the first place, and this is going to be awarded to L Team 3x3. I said right after your interview, you weren't able to hear me back then because you were coming back to our booth. If there would be a comeback player of the tournament, that will go straight to Dainius Novichkas, because after missing the first 2 stages, I don't even think he was expecting to play during the 2020 edition of the United League Europe 3x3. But Peter, what do you do now? Without Aurelius Pukelis, you won the tournament. If you're Dainius Novichkas, you tell him, you know what, maybe you can enjoy back home, you can watch the live streaming. FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel is working in Lithuania just fine. Let me go up there and bring home the W for us.
Yeah, so probably we won't see Aurelius Pukelis on the next stage, but he better be here, because all the teams are now 100% ready for L Team 3x3, and now they're considered as one of the leaders. Okay, so this is the first All Team of the third stage, and one of the top players eventually, obviously. This is Shalva Shatashvili, we call him Shell. He was one of the top scorers of the tournament, only 20 points in the group stage, 12 solo points in the decisive game of the group, and he was one of the flashiest players in the playoffs. Was just a bit short to win it all here back home in St. Petersburg.
Up next, the top 4 players of the competition. It is Daimas Novitskas from L Team 3x3. He did not expect that, judging by the surprise face he gave us when Alexander Nevskaya, one of the MCs of the competition, called his name, but he's happy with the trophy. And maybe after the awards ceremony he's going to give us his regular dance, which is pretty spectacular if you ask me.
Okay, so one more player, best big man, is the guy from Inanomo. His name is Yuri Bispalov. But he, unfortunately, he left, so Boris Logachov is going to get the reward for him. Gonna pass him the prize back home in Moscow.
Well, if I would be Logachev, at least I'm appearing in all the pictures. When I'm going back to Moscow, I'm going to tell all my friends that I was in the team of the tournament. Well, maybe not right now, but 10 years from now, when everybody will see that picture, it will be like that, I'm telling you.
Okay, guys, so let's salute the MVP of the tournament. And it goes to number 1, Paulius Bilevičius. And a round of applause for this shooter. He was absolutely dead-eyed in the playoffs. He wasn't so flashy in the group stage where Marius Uzupis made most of the scoring job, but when it came to the hardest moments and to clutch shots, Paulius Bilevičius showed his class. And now it's time to party for LT.
And with that, we conclude stage number 3 of the United League Europe 3x3.
Хочу сказать большое спасибо всем ребятам. Это они подарили нам праздник. Давайте им поаплодируем. Они молодцы. Хочу сказать большое спасибо торговому центру «Лето», который предоставил эту площадку, где мы провели мероприятие. Всему нашему оргкомитету, всему офису лиги, всем болельщикам, поаплодируйте все болельщики. Молодцы! Мы вас ждем 11-12 марта. С праздником! Спасибо!
Sergei Fomin, the president of the United League Europe 3x3, giving us the goodbye and the big thank you for being here in St. Petersburg and making this United League Europe 3x3 a special event yet again.
We're going to have the same thing, but just on a different day. 11th and 12th of March, guys. The 4th stage of United League Europe 3x3. Big mulțumesc. Thank you to Cosmin Petrescu, my broadcast partner, for being here yesterday and tomorrow. Thanks to you guys for enjoying 3x3 basketball and watching United League Europe 3x3 on YouTube channel of FIBA 3x3.
Also, a big spasibo большое to Peter Buyanitsky, the Russian host, and we hope you enjoyed your time spent here on FIBA YouTube channel. Don't forget, March 11 and 12, stage number 4 of the United League Europe 3x3. If you're at work, open that streaming, but don't let your boss see that you are watching this amazing competition. And with that, we conclude stage number 3 of the United League Europe 3x3. Don't forget to follow our Instagram account, United League 3x3. Peter Buyanitsky and Cosmin Petrescu saying so long for now.
Ну и, наверное, самое главное, друзья, я приглашаю всех участников, операторов, секретарей, судей, игроков, наших дорогих стюардов, без них меня бы убили на проходе, наших дорогих волонтеров, всех, наш СММ-отдел, наш организаторский отдел. Друзья, пожалуйста, наша традиционная...